Welcome, YouTube pipe smokers. You're having a great evening. I certainly am, thank goodness. Just fixing a couple last moment things. Everything seems to be a-okie day. Man, it is nice to be here with you all. Good to, it's just good to feel good. I've said it before. I said that before. So, I got paper. Where's my paper? I got paper ready. I'm throwing things. That's how we do it. We are going to have Jeff Ohio Piper with us very soon. I realize I did not change my name on my whatchamacallit, so let's change that. Nice. We have Jeff and Jose. That's what. Thank you, Jeff. I was trying to email you, and then I couldn't remember what I was doing when I was sending it out. So hold on, buddy. Boom. Oh, this. If I can spell words right. Hey, you paste, you stinking thing. That's right, I talked to Steph. All right, it's emailed to you. Egon, welcome in. Martin, great to have you. Glad you're here. Glad you all are here. This is such a nice day full of rest and lives. I didn't see that Steve and Kathy went live. I was watching for theirs. And I think I sent them an email. I meant to send them an email asking if they were going live, but I got no notifications, and I didn't see them go live, which is too bad because I was ready for theirs. I woke up early. We had morning pipe and smoke and drink, which was awesome. My morning drink was my Dr. Pepper. And my wife's giving me a look like you're going to drink that last little bit and go, ugh, this isn't good anymore. She's smiling.
Because you like everything I like now.
I do. And she's smiling because we played Uno and we had an intense game for like 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Gosh, yeah, 50 minutes. We had an Uno game. There's Jeff. It is working. I'm just going to add you in if it'll let me. Oh, my aim was not on. There we go. He has this look like, what the heck? I can hear you a little bit. Let me see if my sound is good. You're pretty quiet. Yeah, I'll wait to mess with anything until after you've tried something. Yeah, it's just real soft.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. It's just a little quiet, but I can hear you. Olive Wood Piper, great to see you, buddy. Guys, if you don't know him, this is Olive Wood Piper, Kilted Piper Steve, and some other folks were talking about him a lot, and so I went ahead and sent him a message, and it's been great to visit with him ever since. And I'm very honored to have you here with us. It's great to have you. Yeah, you might know more of these guys than I knew. Olive Wood Piper is in his season of making pipes for the year. He's got great prices. He does gorgeous work. So feel free to look him up, send him an email, and get in touch with him because it's hard to find good olive wood pipes. I don't have any sound from you now. Oh, I heard you for a second. Like when you plugged it in or unplugged it, then we had really good sound for a moment. Yeah, it's still quiet. No, it's not my laptop. It's some weird sound thing going on with his at the moment. Everett, how are you doing, buddy? My pleasure, Olive Wood. It's been really nice to get to know another pipe smoker. We can hear you, but it's soft. Like the rustling around with your computer is clear, but through the headphones isn't. I don't know if you have a button to switch it to headphones or something's going on. Awesome, Everett. Is there any way to turn up your volume on your computer? Maybe that's it. I don't know. That is better than it was. Okay. Yeah, you can go even louder if you're able to. Okay. That's a little better. Well, actually it's a lot better than it was. So how was your day, buddy? Pretty good. Yeah, your sound's better than it was, so I won't argue with it.
Can you hear me?
It's better than it was, definitely.
Okay.
It's where we can hear you. I mean, it's a whole lot better. If you find a way to turn it up, you can. But if people can turn up theirs, they can turn that up too. It's good to have you here. So we're doing sort of an interview here with Ohio Piper. Otherwise, it's just a normal live that we usually do. So feel free to ask him any questions. I've written down some questions. So have at it. Anybody, if you have any questions. If not, I'll start a question. Because there's one I did want to ask you. I think I already know it, but I know not a lot of people know it. What is your favorite brand of pipe? He's like, dang it, you put me on the spot.
He's a 7-year-old Trevor.
The Savinelli Trevi.
That's my favorite bike. So the 7-year-old Trevor 320.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, 7-year-old 320. Yes.
Hey Todd, how you doing, buddy?
Trevor's is my go-to bike, but right now it's stocked up right. Well, that's stocked up right now, so I'm not supposed to get the bike. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That you still had stuff boxed up. I had forgotten.
And Jose, Everett, they're all in the house.
Oh, there we go. Some point I turned my volume down a little. It wasn't much, but it's still better.
Yeah, I'm planning on moving it some week, so.
Yeah, yours is not bad. It is not bad. Oh, that is brightness. I don't need to turn that up. There we go. Oh, and there's all the notifications from when I opened my laptop. I had probably 14 notifications for emails.
Yeah, it's just cell phone, Jose. I'm on my cell phone.
It's doing pretty good, I will say. Your picture's clear. It's pretty steady. The sound is pretty good. It's still just a little quiet, but it's not anywhere what it was. What is the airspeed velocity of unladen swallow? I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
I'll just keep my cell phone tonight. Of course, I've got everything plugged in to my controller. So.
Well, it is easier to hear you than it was, so I'll take what I can get, man.
It's just, I've got my AirPhones focused on my PS4 controller.
Bless you.
But I'm planning on getting a laptop very soon. So I'm planning on doing that here probably a couple weeks. So where I can actually do everything through the computer schedule.
Oh, very nice. That is a great question, actually, Jose. Jose asks you, I'm sure you can probably see it, but I'll just narrate, I suppose. Jose asks Jeff, are medicos similar to Dr. Grabo? Hey, James, good to have you. Hope you're doing great. Dan Lopez, how you doing, sir? Hope you're doing great as well.
Are they similar? Pretty much. Pretty much. I would say, James, yeah, they're similar. Yeah, they're pretty much the same, just about.
Okay, so if you guys didn't hear Jeff, he said that the Medico and the Dr. Grabo are pretty similar in his opinion. Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. I don't know what everybody's. I don't know what everybody at home's getting. Pretty much the same. Awesome. haven't had a Medico, so I can't speak on Medicos. But I've had a Dr. Graybo, and unfortunately, I don't know if it's the shape or just the pipe, but my Dr. Graybo is not a good pipe. It's not a good smoker. I get pipe gurgle off the light, man. It is not a good smoker. Now, Jose, that was a low one there, buddy. He said maybe it's the owner. The owner is a bad smoker. Bad.
You know, it's just
That's a little better.
you did get some bad pipes. Just depends on. I mean, I had a couple that were bad. I mean, as far as Bravos go, I mean, I had a few bad, but yeah, I just got the phone up kind of close so y'all can hear me.
Appreciate it. It's working. Yeah, you can get a bad smoking pipe that's a.
Can y'all hear me now a little bit better?
Nice, Dan. Yeah, the one we have. Or what's? Oh, no. I mixed it up. I'm sorry. The one we have that smokes bad, I mixed it up with Chacombe. It's not a Dr. Graybo, it's a Chacombe. I'm like, there's something that's not right. All right. There, we had a little bit of lag, but seems like
So, now I do got one pipe that does gurgle. I don't smoke it much, but it's 7 Oscar panel, and it does gurgle.
we can hear that clicking clearly.
Good. I'm just like I'm on my cell phone. I don't got the. I do.
Oh,
I do got the.
yeah, this is the best it's sounded so far.
Yeah, Jose, I got the. Matter of fact, Jose, my earphones are connected to my PS4 controller. I don't got no earphones, no hookup, no nothing. So,
Okay, that could be it. I don't know if turning up the TV or anything would help. I don't know.
but see,
I don't think it.
I'm going to flip. Watch. I bet y'all on the screen. Well, it makes it me to see the comments, see what's going on, see, things a bit better that way. So I got everybody pretty much.
Sure.
But as far as my Bravos go, I got this Golden Duke and a Royal Bulldog. Well, it's Royal Duke, but it's Bulldog. Okay. But
Oh, there it is.
one type of purple dog. One type of not yet Oscar 6506 7 Nelly, which I do got it boxed up. And at this point, I can reach them. Let me do this real quick. see if I can pull that pipe out. Even though I've got the box taped up. But see if I can find it.
What dark? Oh, there it is.
Here it is.
Oh, James. Nice DDT.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I hear you, James.
What? Matter of fact.
Trying to find that pipe real fast.
I'm gonna smoke some Captain Black, and it's not cherry or grape, Jeff.
John, that cherry is like cough syrup, I'm telling you. Okay, guys, I found the pipe. Here's the 7 Nelly Oscar.
Oh, that's a nice one, bud.
This kind of gurgles every now and then. Depends on what thing it's about. This one here I got from Delta Steve out in California. He goes by Dude Ruska on Instagram. This is my first 7 Nelly pipe that I ever got. And if some of you guys see me smoke this. Now this is a real nice pipe right here. This pipe here.
That was from your trade there.
Yes, this was from the trade between me and Dan Lopez. I traded the Dublin Stanwell that I had with Dan. Send me this. And let me tell you, this pipe right here smokes like a dream. You won't believe. And this is not a 9 mil. This is just a regular shoulder pipe. I think that he believes it's a 6 mil, but I converted it down. There's a thing in there. It's an adapter where I can pull that adapter out. But the only thing that adapter does is it cuts down to a 3 mil. You take that out.
Yeah.
And 6 mil on this pipe here. So I took that out.
I love the silver band color.
The silver band.
I love that it's silver. You do get some golds or brass colored. You get silver. You get some other. And silver seems best suited for that one.
Yeah. Now, if you go over, I've seen where Craig at the tunnel tape.
You're pretty dang close, James. He didn't mention Haunted Bookshop.
Haunted Bookshop is one of my favorites, which I'm out at the moment, but I'm one of the panels that's more down the road. But Craig.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan, and DDT.
Craig at the tunnel tape, he preferred this to turquoise. He actually prefers this type to turquoise. If you haven't checked that video, check that video out. I don't like the bonfire with any type of stem film to any pipe. But if it comes down to it, I like the pipes the way they are. Now, if you consider of getting a Jason monotone pipe, I advise everybody get one. Here's mine. This one right here is from Jason Montana. This I skipped it.
That's a different colored stem than you usually see.
Yeah.
It looks like a almost cream colored. So with the rest of the pipe, it looks really nice.
Yes. There's a gentleman here probably about 2 years ago. He's going to send me some tobacco, and he said, "Well, I've got something else for you, but it's in the works. I can't tell you what it is. I have no clue what it was, but
Is everybody hearing? I don't know how loud I am. Is everybody hearing me okay too? I can hear Jeff pretty well. It's not perfect. Yeah, I got you, James. I think you're right, buddy. Oh, nobody's hearing you, Jeff. I think I'm the only one, buddy. Okay, so okay. I thank you, James. I was wondering because if it was just my presentation going through, then I could try to do something more with it. Thank you all of what I'm kind of wondering that myself, actually. Do you want to try turning up your TV volume, Jeff?
I'm not on my TV, brother. I'm actually on my cell phone.
Oh, and then you just okay.
So I mean, there's TV. So here, hold on. I'm going to.
Because I'm apparently hearing you, but our buddies here aren't able to, and I don't know why it's not coming through as clearly as it should. Or just they said you can always put the phone next to your mouth. All right, DDT. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, we should still be here, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to.
Sorry.
Now, can you all hear me now a little bit better?
We can hear you a lot better.
Okay, I'm on my other cell phone, y'all. Now, can y'all hear me real good?
Amen. Man, I clicked that other picture, from the host menu. You can click it and remove it from the video.
I'm going to leave.
And I clicked it as soon as I could. It had echo for just a moment, but you are all good, buddy.
Now, can y'all hear me real good now?
Perfect. Good job, buddy.
Good.
Welcome, Zippo765. Nice to have you. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease.
Now we're doing real good now. Well, what I did, y'all, I went over to my other cell phone and I figured,
James.
anything that, yeah.
Quit screaming at me.
And
James,
hey, guys,
I
this
had
the
my
cell phone.
volume
Hey,
cranked
this
times
cell
what
phone I was
it's
using.
at now. All right. So since I was the only one able to even hear you a little bit, do you want to run them by your Trevi one more time?
Now, can you all hear me real good?
Yep.
All right. Now, I think we're in there. This cell phone's real bad on sound. So this
Hey,
cell
John,
phone.
how you doing, buddy?
Now the pipe from Jason Montone. There's a little story behind this pipe, as y'all can see. It's got his initials there. This pipe here is a real nice pipe. The guy that I got it off of, he has something in the works, and I probably waited probably about 3 weeks, well, actually weeks. Well, when I got it, I just got tobacco. Well, this pipe was in there. Well, the dimensions, the length, the depth, the width, all came from Mike from Briar'd Blues. Gave Jason the dimensions. This pipe only smoked English's pipes. That's it. So, but right now I am currently smoking my Dr. Graybo with some Birdie Light without a bite in it. So, anything particular on the agenda tonight, John, or you got anything specific, or?
Just wanted to ask you some questions, and then whenever you feel like not answering questions, you can just tell me to shut up. And anybody in the chat's welcome to answer or ask questions or answer questions or whatever. This isn't a strict nothing. You guys know my streams are usually pretty laid back. Everybody's free to do whatever and answer.
Pretty much that's how my lives are. My pretty much anything goes. So
yeah. I done screwed up and I somehow got a little bit of tobacco in the draft hole. So now my pipe is asthmatic.
I do that sometimes myself. I just every once in a while I'll get that problem, but
that's what I get, I suppose. Haven't had that problem for a while, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Well, I'm smoking some Captain Black Royal. Oh, and then I was looking for these that are right next to my elbow on the armrest.
Now that Captain Black Royal, I had it before. It's a pretty good blend. It's pretty good.
Well, welcome, Pilgrim Piper. Very nice to see you, and I appreciate you being here.
James, Dan, always in the house. Now y'all can hear me.
Yeah, this is great, buddy. This is even better than I was thinking it would end up being. It turned out you got the volume and everything working out perfectly.
Yeah, I'm on my my main phone right now, so my main cell phone. So it works better on my main one than it does the other one.
I got you. I was going, please, no issues with my end. I know it sounds selfish.
I wasn't thinking about this other cell phone because this other cell phone, it does 10 times better than my other one does. So,
well, and I'll tell you too. So, off to the side of the screen where you probably can't see, but it shows whoever's in our immediate party, like in the video.
Okay.
It shows myself and you.
Okay, this on my. If you take a look, everybody shows up on my TV screen identical, so I can see all the. I can see everybody's comments. I can see everybody's.
Okay.
Um, just like ju- just like James, he says, I think Cainrod said he's smoking haunted bookshop before he's buying it now, Everett. So I can see everybody's comments. So
Oh,
we
how
good.
awesome! So, so Zippo. That's funny because I just picked up an order. Well, received it a week ago, roughly, and it had some Peter Stokeby 313 Oriental in it, and I love that stuff to blend with. I made an English that's just that and Sutliff TS18 Latakia, and just the two on their own make a really nice English. Very nice. And Everett's sitting back smoking some haunted bookshop grape. I think he missed the word grape in there. Oh, Dan, that's always a good choice, buddy. You know, when you hear about people smoking one blend for quite a while or throughout some time, especially as a blender, I go, man, they're stuck on that blend. I wonder why they're so stuck on it. And I keep in mind everybody likes certain blends more than others. But I also have a ton of appreciation for Sutliff Virginia slices because it is one Virginia that you can use in blending that's got a little bit of the citrus-iness to it, and a little bit of sweetness, and a little bit of grassiness. It kind of has a little bit of everything. So it supports a lot of blends. It's really nice to blend with. Yeah, I had no idea. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, Ganjuana approved. That's pretty important. Now I'm gonna have to blend some with Virginias. I can't say I haven't been using Virginias. I've been using red Virginias and blending for a good week or two. But I haven't used a lot of like the pressed Virginias lately, so I do need to use more of that.
Speaking of blending, earlier today I took some probably about 50 to 60% of Birdie Light without a bite. Had a half a cigar, so I took probably 15% of that, chopped it up, put it in there, took some Pegasus, put probably about 10% of that in there, and take some probably about 20% of RPL-6 and some Burley J4. Probably about 20% of it, and I got it in here. That's why I'm actually smoking right now, also. But I made some up earlier, probably about a couple hours ago on it. So far, so good. So
I made a blend the other day. I should have. I don't know if I did. I may have written it down on a different piece of paper, but it had some J4 Burley. It had some Perique. I was thinking it was right here, but I must have not added it. Or maybe I must have decided that I'm not going to do it again. But I did make a really good Irish coffee blend the other day. And that for me, it's got Lane BCA, Latakia. Those are the two biggest components in it, and then it has some RL6 and some Sutliff Yellow Virginia. And it is, my gosh, that sounds good. I'm gonna blend some of that.
Well, here a couple days here, I think last week I did a blend because my taste buds, they change a lot. You know, my palate changes from time to time, from day to day, usually. But matter of fact, I got that written down. What I did here the other day. I took some KBV sweet muffin, 30% of that. I took some Jupiter slices, 20% of that. Sweet muffin, 30%, Jupiter slices, 20%, and 80% Birdie Light without a bite. Did that here the other day, and because I wanted to do a little change up, but just do it from time to time.
Sweet muffin. I made a
Yes,
blend.
sir,
I didn't know what to name, so I named it Blueberry Muffin. And
hold
it must
on,
be a
James. Yeah,
week.
hold on there, James.
Yeah, that's. Oh, he's calling you that, Jeff. Your new name is Sweet Muffin.
I don't know if y'all be able to see that.
Ken Byron Ventures.
Yeah, it's KBV YOSHIMIS Sweet Muffin. It's Yoshimi's Sweet Muffin. And I tell you, he sent me that. And that was Nellie.
That was nice.
Nellie sent. She sent me that. Plus, she sent me the Jupiter slices. And I actually got it over here. It is the original Hobbit's weed, which I got. Which is the original. It's got the cherry in there, which it's all right.
Yeah, I haven't seen Nellie in some time. She and Mabu were texting regularly, and the last I heard from her was over a month ago.
Well, I guess, Dingus, if Dingus is in the house, he can, he was on Mike's Briar Blues live earlier, and he talked to her, I guess, around Thanksgiving, so.
Oh, okay.
So, and James, you talk about Vintage Syrian.
Well, we got the name straightened out. Oh, it took it off. I didn't tell it not to take it off.
Vintage Syrian from 2014, James. And yes, I still do got the Mississippi River from 2018. I got this mixed up with the Vintage Syrian, the dates. But there's a lot of blends. But there's a lot of blends, John, that I usually don't. Yeah, I hear you over, James. Sweet Muffin. Sweet Cheeks.
Uh-oh. I suppose.
John.
But
You're gonna be naming him. You know, if he's gonna be a turkey, you're gonna name him Sweet Cheeks. We're gonna have to change his name to Butterball.
usually on my videos, guys, what I
Oh goodness!
James.
Like this, right? Woo.
But usually, guys, I don't smoke anything, especially on my lives where I do a video. If it's not in, I seen you, John. I seen you change that. How sweet muffin. Yeah, but but usually, guys, I don't smoke. This is just me, in my opinion. I don't smoke anything on my lives or in a regular video that is not currently in production. Because for the simple fact is because it's not fair or anything for everybody else where they can't get it. You know what I'm saying? So, like the Finnish Syrian, the original Hobbit's weed, I keep that to the side. But here's going to be the thing, guys. My goal is still going on. I haven't. Somebody messaged me here the other day. I ain't mentioning anybody, but somebody messaged me about it, and so I'm going to extend it till after Christmas because right now I'm about ready to move and everything. So here's going to be the deal. Somebody's going to get some vintage Assyrian. Somebody's going to get some original Hobbit's weed. Um, Somebody's going to get some Mississippi River from 2014. No, 18. I'm sorry. Division Syrian is from 2014.
Oh, that's right, James.
Two other blends are going to be mysterious blends that I'll send out. And you will also, since I got the box right here, and also you are going to receive the let's see if I can find it real fast. Here it is. Somebody's going to receive this Smokers Pride Deluxe Bulldog.
Oh, that's a nice looking one.
That's a Bulldog. This was originally my Friday Bulldog edition pipe. I still got the thing on the end. But somebody, it has been cleaned. Only thing I'm going to have at the inside's been cleaned. But I'm going to go ahead and sanitize it and take this off. But somebody's going to receive our pipe plus 5 blends all together. So,
Well, that's nice of you, man.
yeah, it's something to give back. I should have done probably about over a month ago, but everything's been crazy, and me moving plus being sick plus I got sent out another pipe out.
Oh, I understand. I'm still working on sending stuff out, and sometimes life just hits the brakes and says you got to wait a little bit.
Yeah, basically.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. I was sending stuff left and right. Love blending, so when I make a good blend, I'm like, I know some people that would like this one, or a person that would like this one, and I was sending them out, and then
Yeah.
just
And
like
it's
everybody, just got hit with extra bills here and there, and I
it took
still got the list of recipients written down, like people that I'm going to send to, and I'll still send to them. It's just going to have to be at a slower pace than I want.
The only thing, I mean, everybody can enter, but internationally, and I've got to mention that I'm gonna have to make another video on when I get ready to do it.
Yeah, James knows.
It's
Dan
open to every.
Lopez.
Yeah. So
James said
it's
sending packages isn't cheap. That's true.
that
It
ain't
sneaks
cheap.
up on you too.
Yeah, because when I sent this pipe out, well, to Dan, because what I did always, because I never sent anything up before. So when I sent Dan's pipe out, it was first time me doing it. So I told the lady at the post office, I said, I want to send a 2-day priority on this. And she kind of, because I had everything already taped up. And she says, well, what's in there? I told her what it was.
I like your list there,
And
Everett.
HH, the Old Dog Fired, Ready Rubbed, HH Bowl Kentucky, Black Double X, Black Arch X. See what Everett's putting out there. There's all those blends I haven't even tried yet. I haven't even put a finger on none of those blends yet. And
I just haven't had the Black XX or the Bold. Oh no, I don't think I've had Bold Kentucky. I've had something like that.
No, I'll take that back. Now the Bold Kentucky I'll take that back. I had it. By far as the Old Dark Fire Kentucky and the Black Triple X, the Black RX, and the Black Twist, I never had. But back to the pricing, I told the lady, I said, I want to do a 2-day priority on this because I don't like the other party to be waiting. I don't. And because everybody else sends me stuff, they usually do a 2-day, close to a 2-day or a week priority deal. And she says, well, anything in this package get broken? I said, I don't think there's a pipe. And I said, I want some insurance on that just in case something would happen to that pipe. The insurance will cover it. And it cost me like $13 to just send that out, just one pipe, just one. And I'm thinking, seriously?
Yeah, you're right, Zippo. I've noticed too when I ordered, I was getting HH Latakia Flake and HH Old Dark Fired in these boxes, and I started blending with them, and I ordered these 2 boxes, and then I found out that you can get the Ready Rubbed and save like $25 on the pound. And and when I break it up in blending, you break it up anyway. So it saves me a step with the Ready Rubbed, and it's the same stuff.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. I mean, oh my God! I mean, like I said, it's open to everybody internationally. But the only thing I'm going to have to make a video on this is that the tax and duties is going to be, on them because, I mean, because it's high.
That's
I
right,
think
Zippo.
somebody was on my live last night, and I think they lived in Canada, and for a pouch of Captain Black cost them $47. I think it's for Captain
Well,
Black.
I sent out one of those. I got one of those little yellow envelopes from Walmart or somewhere. I can't even recall right now. No, I sent it to Welsh Piper. I wanted to verify that it would make it there because that my third
Yeah.
sending or my fourth sending to Europe, and 2 of them didn't make it. And this one made it, and he was talking about we're talking about doing a trade, and so he's putting things in a box, and I've been watching sales and early preparing to make some more blends that he like and get things ready. And I got 3 boxes for people ready, and then I was working on his box. Shipping just went up, and man, when I'm thinking about everything I'd like to send him, goodness gracious, it's gonna cost a good at least a couple $100. Because that little envelope I sent, see, they used to, at least here, do it where it was weight based. That was it. So if I took an
Yeah.
envelope and they weighed it, that's what they charged. Well, now that little envelope, they have a starting rate on things. Then they add the weight. So they start out charging you, oh gosh, it was like $17 to send out that envelope. And it maybe had 2 ounces in it, if even that. Well, yeah, probably had it had less than 4 ounces. But just
It's crazy more.
but it wasn't much. And then I sent him a box. There was a box of one that he had ordered and had shipped to me because he couldn't get it shipped to him. So he had it sent to me, and then he reimbursed me. And that was expensive as all get out.
And see, it's just like here in the States, like the state of Washington and the state of Utah, they cannot go on like popping cigars or anywhere and order tobacco. That's in the state of Washington and the state of Utah. They cannot order tobacco. Now, if you have a friend that live across the border, across state lines, a friend or whatever, or a relative, you can either go to their house and have it shipped there or have them order for you, and you reimburse them, then you go get it. But I will talk about that last night on my live, and I said this much. I can go down into Kentucky and get like 2 cartons of cigarettes or whatever and bring back up here to the state of Ohio.
Olivewood, it was a pleasure to get to know you and very nice to have you here, buddy. I look forward to seeing you and sharing a smoke with you again sometime, and you have a great night, buddy. You keep getting better, bud.
Jose, you take care of yourself, everybody. Hey, good to see you, by the way, on your live earlier.
Yes.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, guys, if any of you haven't seen, Jose did his comeback live.
I was lurking. I was there. I was just lurking.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if I'm on somebody's live, speaking of lives, usually if I'm on somebody's lives like Jose's or yours or James's, I'll comment.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'll say something, and you'll go, just letting you know I'm here.
Yeah, sometimes I won't say nothing, but I'm there watching. And I've seen, I'll sit back and watch. Now, I was on Mike from Briar'd Blues live earlier, and he had one troll. One troll. First time I've seen a troll on Mike's live, like forever.
And
it's like
James, we definitely appreciate and try to reciprocate. Is what I'm trying. That support.
And I've seen James.
I know everybody's got things going on in their lives, but we appreciate everybody who can be there And if someone in one of my lives a couple hours later, I love that because I can just catch up to them and somebody else's. Everybody's still supporting each other,
Oh.
and it means a lot.
Oh, hey, by the way, not to change that, Jose, how's our dirt bar? By the way, do you like it? Yeah, that dirt bar originally from
Oh,
Dunhill.
and
That's a
Jeff,
good brand.
you gotta figure out how to unblock Diaz, buddy,
Dan and Todd.
and Todd.
Well, what I got to do is I got to go to. That's why I'm planning on getting a computer. I got to actually go on a computer and do
I
it.
wonder.
I can't do it. I can't do it on my cell phone. Now, just like John. Now, John accidentally blocked somebody. For instance, like John, he can go on his computer on his laptop and unblock. Well, on a cell phone, you can't do that.
Yeah, well,
Because
a lot of times you get a limited, and I actually didn't think about that as far as the unblocking.
But if I was on the regular computer, then I can be on my Prism and then I can sit there and unblock. But on the cell phone, you got limited resources on the cell phone as you would on a desktop computer, laptop, or tablet, or whatever. Now, if I would still have my tablet, I'd go on my tablet and unblock Todd and Dan both. But see, James,
okay.
so that's how that mostly would work on Prism.
Maybe that'll work then, James. If Todd and Dan aren't able to comment on Jeff's videos, maybe if they're I don't know if they can even get in your lives for you to click and unblock them.
Well, see, what they did was, for not like Todd and Dan comes on my regular lives, they had to change their name. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, like Todd can come on your live, John, as little Fat Morgan. When Todd comes on my lives, he goes by Todd Arnold.
Oh,
On my lives, because I have to go in there and
hey,
figure how
Uncle
to
Larry.
unblock.
Good to have you here, buddy. Just in
Uncle
case
Larry.
anybody didn't catch it, Pilgrim Piper has an unopened tin of Cornell and Deal Bluegrass. He's willing to send to someone. If anyone's interested, let him know.
That'd be worth trying. I never had C&D's Bluegrass. Have you, John?
I have not.
Me neither. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, James just asked
Matter of fact,
the
hold on,
next
guys.
question in my mind.
You can ask me anything you want to ask me. You know.
Yeah, I gotta
But
try Dirt Bar. I can't remember. Someone sent me something. I think I'm thinking of Todd sent me something. Now I can't think of it. It's Rustica. And I always mix that up with Dirt Bar in my head for some reason. So I go, no, I think somebody gave me that. But I'm like, no, I don't think I have it. I could go back and forth every 2 days going, did I even try it? But Rustica was good.
Okay.
A living out of that.
I got to put. Okay, I got up here. Cornell and Dill's Bluegrass. It's an Appalachian Trail. Cornell and Dill. It's Virginia based. It's got Kentucky, Puerto Rican, Virginia, flavoring none, cut ribbon. Up here it says a steady rhythm of bright and red Virginia is joined by a complement of Rebus, Puerto Rican, dark fire, Kentucky, made for a spicy little ditty sure to keep you on your toes. So it's got Kentucky, Puerto Rican, and Virginia in the bluegrass. I went
Uncle
on
Larry
to.
says, Ohio Sweet Muffin. What part of Ohio do you live in?
I live in southwest. I live in southwest Ohio. I live in Southwest Ohio. I'm an hour and a half away from Cincinnati. I'm an hour and a half away from Columbus. Um, Matter of fact, I'm actually an hour and a half away from Kentucky. So I'm kind of close down this way towards Cincinnati. So,
Okay, I
um,
couldn't think of that the other day. I couldn't think of the name Cincinnati, and I knew it was something like that. And I was looking around trying to remember where you had said because you told me once
yeah,
before.
so basically where Tony 513's at and Odie WKR, I'm about half an hour to 45 minutes away from them guys.
Nice. Oh, let's see.
From
So that bluegrass is Kentucky, Perique, and Virginia.
yes, it's got Dark Fire, Kentucky, Perique, and Virginia in that blend.
Do you know if it's if it's more of a peppery Perique or like a not real
It's got
strong taste?
I think according to back reviews, it's got that spicy to it. So I'm assuming it's got some of that pepper spice to it, like if he was smoked like pre, that's what I'm thinking, like white pepper. That's what I'm thinking, on that blend. So, like I said, I mean, I never had it.
Oh,
I
okay.
never had.
So Pilgrim says it just about blew the hair off. I appreciate the way you worded that, Pilgrim. It just about blew off the hair I have left on my head. Wasn't for me. Happy to send the unsealed one to you. Well,
There you go,
I would
John.
go ahead if anybody else is interested, let us know. I'd go ahead and volunteer Jeff receive it because I think he
Yeah,
does it
go
anyway.
ahead. Hey, hey, Pilgrim, send over to John. My brother for John to receive because I'm a type of person. This is how I am. I'm a type of person when it comes down to stuff like that. I would for somebody receive than for me to see somebody to get it than me. Just like Donald's doing his thing on cigars. I would for somebody to get it than me get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been blessed enough, beyond blessed. Trust me. I've counted about 13, 14 jars of tobacco sitting right behind me right now. And I'm beyond blessed on tobaccos. So I'd rather somebody get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
I'm
just,
the same way. I was thinking that today. I had ordered the other day, and I was speaking with some people through email, just kind of catching up after the last week of just not talking to some of the people I usually get a chat with, and I was looking at stuff too, and it was funny because I went back. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, I save all my videos and playlists, and I save a lot of YTPC members' videos and playlists. So there's some VRs in there, but one of my playlists I went back and started watching a little more was YTPC sellers and collections, and I've got it listed as that in my playlist. And there are some sellers that would fill my living room. Now, I've told you guys before, I don't have the biggest house, and frankly I don't care. I want a comfortable place. I just need a little more storage, and then I'm good. But this living room is not the room we had added on a few years ago is a nice size, and I saw somebody's basement room, at least this size, just filled with tables and tables of tobacco tins. I'm talking thousands. And
well,
it's in one of those videos, and it blew my mind. And I'm like, we can always say you can never have enough tobacco. And if I had all those tins, my problem would be that I would end up doing a lot of giveaways. And that's where I'd be happy with is I'd just end up going, here we go. I got
and now I have some few. Now I'll be honest with you. I have some few yabos come and sneaking up on me. Nobody never said a word. Nobody has said nothing to me. No emails. No nothing. when I lived up in the courthouse, and I'll go to the box. Well, there's a set of keys inside my mailbox. That let me know that's for the package box, and which the package box is right underneath my mailbox. And I'm thinking, okay, what's the package keys doing in my mailbox? Because they made mistakes before. So I opened it up. Sure enough, there's a package for me with my name on it. Well, it's from so and so. And I'm thinking, okay, it was a shock. It was a surprise. Okay, where's this come from? Okay, so I opened the box up, and then I messaged so and so, and I tell him, hey, I wasn't expecting this. It's not me getting upset. And I appreciate and don't get me wrong, guys, and this is just me. I appreciate the generosity of the YTPC. Believe me. Um, these box, all these in this box that I got of pipes come from the YTPC, all the tobaccos. But I love people see people receive stuff. I watch Love and Yabos. I love watching them.
Oh yeah, I'm the
And
same
but
way.
yeah, and it's just here's my thing, because I understand it costs money for the tins, whatever you get. It just depends because the price varies. Or if you buy the 2 ounce tins or the 8 ounce, or you buy by the bulk. Um, then you spend that, and then that including the shipping to your house, wherever, 2 day to 3 day shipping. And then you send it out to that person. Well, that's an additional money going out, you know. And
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the generosity, but I've always said this too in my previous videos from 2 years ago. Think
Well,
about yourself
I didn't
first.
know you could experience tongue bite, Everett. I didn't. So that confirms you do still have a tongue in your mouth. I didn't know. I thought you'd
When
gotten
I
rid of
used,
that thing a long time ago.
well, when I used to get tongue bite, now when I used to get tongue bite, this when I first started. And I'm thinking, man, I'm getting this tongue bites real bad. And it's like the first um, videos I was watching when I first started the YTPC was matches, John Harden. And I'm thinking, man, I'm getting these tongue bites. What in the world? So
Mm-hmm.
I started watching matches, and I started watching Smoking Briar and all
Welcome
them
back,
guys.
DDP.
So then I start learning to I start learning from the other guys, start drying their tobaccos out, dry them out, and I started drying my tobaccos out. And so since I started drying my tobaccos out, now I very rarely get tongue biting. Very rarely, guys. I really don't.
See, and it's interesting that that's what you went through for it. When I first
Yep.
got tongue bite, it was just here and there, and I didn't understand. Now I'm still working on some Virginias and some out actually as we speak, because I remembered you mentioning that yesterday. So I looked through, and I'm like, okay, I'll set some of these out, tomorrow, which is today, and try them that way, because there's some I really enjoy. The only problem is, even if they're pressed, I don't really get a bite anymore.
Hmm.
Now, a couple months ago, I had gotten a cold, and it took me a good few weeks to get over it. And during that period, I had tongue bite from even the new Carter Hall, and from Haunted Bookshop. Never bit me. So I was making blends that I should have labeled as, extra no bite or ultra no bite, because I made them so they didn't bite me. And under that circumstance, I mean, they couldn't bite anything. I was just
Yeah.
extra sensitive to it. And learned over some time now. After that month, and I had a good like 6-7 days I couldn't use a pipe, and after all of that, now I don't get bite at all. And I think the biggest issue I have to watch out for, it's mostly Virginia. Some Virginias I will get. Yes, and that's a big thing too, Dan, is age helps Virginias like no other blend or no other component. But the biggest thing to get from certain Virginias is I get like a sour tongue that lasts for a couple days. And that's very frustrating when you do Virginia blends and you get in a zone with blending and you do like 5 or 6 blends and then this just isn't tasting like it should. Then after a minute you go, oh yeah, I need to wait. So I'm getting it just about figured how much Virginia I can smoke in a day, and then some Latakia blends, certain types of Latakia and certain amounts that I smoke in a day will give me a weird, not quite as bad as the Virginia, almost a sour sort of tongue, but not near as close.
Now I'll tell you what you could do is
about a day and a half.
Yeah. Now, what you could do is, I've learned, over the years, especially being in the YTPC, is for me, from my perspective, if I got a blend and say like an aromatic, there's certain aromatics will bite me. He'll sneak up on me and bite me like I'll get out. And so what I've learned was I'll take something like Birdie Light Without a Bite, and I'll do like portions with that blend with Birdie Light Without a Bite. And then what that does is I'll smoke it, and if I still get a little bit of tongue bite, I'll add a little more of the Birdie Light Without a Bite and sit there and smoke it. But I'll tell you, the worst blend I ever had in my life. The worst is
Oh, that was actually one of the questions I had written down earlier.
What is the worst blend I ever had?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay, I wish I had my other tablet here with me, which I don't. But there's a blend that I had, and I'm trying to think the name of it.
Oh, I've done that as well, Zippo. He said Russell Let's Firestorm was one that got him. Totally his fault though, because he chooched it too hard because it was tasty. So that's funny because I got this OMS Dublin, and when I got this, I got my wife's OMS Meerschaum, and this pipe has such a laid back, easy draw for having a big chamber and being a short pipe. You don't have to even think about it. It dang near smokes itself. And the problem I had was I made a Virginia blend that was really good. And I threw it in there, and I was so used to some of my other pipes I had smoked for a few weeks, like the average size 5-6 inch pipes that had, and a lot of them were longer, even longer than that. And I put it in that, and I was smoking and smoking and smoking. I'm like, man, I can't get this to cool down. And the bowl line, it didn't get hot. But I was like, this isn't quite right because it was punishing me too much. And I'd forgotten the pipe I was smoking. And I'm like, not only is this already a shorter pipe, but then I was drawing like some of my other pipes. So I really set myself up to fail on that one.
Now, are you talking about the worst blend I have for cartridge blends, or any type of blend that I had in the past for as any like Cornell and Deal or Peterson?
Yeah, that's a good question because I mean, if you said what's the worst blend you ever smoked, well, it could be what's the worst blend you smoked since your tastes have changed, like this year, aged
for
or
far
whatever.
as
But let's
now the
do
worst
that. Let's do what's the worst blend you've smoked within the last year?
in the last year, the worst blend that I ever smoked would be as far as cartridge blends go, would be Captain Black Cherry. I'll tell you straight up, Captain Black Cherry. The reason being that I hate Captain Black cherry so much because to me, I got that aftertaste of cough syrup. Now I'm thinking, well, this can't be right because the Captain Black Cherry was sent to me has made a little bit of age on it. So at that time, I went to because around here we don't got no brick and mortars. We got the cheap tobacco stores. Well, they sell um, cartridge bins like your John Milton's Cherry, half and half, and all that. Broken, broken riff and all that. So what I did was I went and got me some John Milton's Cherry, and that was one of the very first bins I ever started off with. And so I compared, and I never had no problems with John Milton's Cherry, no problem with that. But
There you go,
Captain
Dan.
Black Cherry, I hate it, and I will not have it. No, if somebody was sent to me today, I won't smoke it. That there, I will not smoke. But there's another blend that within the past year kind of changed on me a little bit. And matter of fact, I think I got some over here in the box, and I can't think of it right off. But it's an aromatic. No, it ain't no aromatic. Um, oh, I can't. A box is right here, so we're gonna look. It's in here.
See, that's what I've heard with Captain Black Cherry. Now, everybody's teased here and there about grape. I've done it a lot. I know I have. Now,
and that's
I
another
smoked some
blend
Captain
too.
Black grape when I first got it, and I didn't really know what to think. I didn't mind it. I loved the smell, especially before I put it in the bowl. And I even used it in a couple of blends just to mellow out. I had an English I tried. My very first English was best of the rest English. And to me, when
Oh,
I first tried that, it was like roadkill possum armpit, and you could still smell the burning tire of the dang thing.
exactly,
And
and that's why.
I mixed two different Cavendishes in it, put some Virginia in it, and then threw some Captain Black grape in it, and that did save it. So I will give the credit to grape, but I don't know how the cherry one ages, but the grape one gets worse. Is in my experience, as it ages, it gets worse.
Okay, now. This is also a cartridge blend aromatic. You can mostly find this any place, anywhere. Matter of fact, I still got a full jar of it. It's the Super Value Vanilla. Now, this stuff here, it's just for some unknown reason. I compared this to Lane 1Q and also compared it with Birdie Life Without a Bite. And let me tell you, technically, this really don't got. I mean, yeah, you can smell the cocoa, vanilla, you know, but as far as smoking it, it's like smoking air. And I got this weird taste from this.
See,
But I
I've
mean,
gotten things like that from some vanilla ones as well. Now, yeah, DDT, perfect. You and Everett, exactly. So Everett, yeah, I had the Borkum Riff whiskey, and that was technically my first blend. That was the first. I went into a place. My neurologist at the time, well, he's my neurologist now, but he had suggested pipe smoking, trying to relieve stress in case of the seizures I was having were attributed to stress. and I had to wean off of a medication over a long period of time. So he said, in the meantime, before we can check you out for any other meds, try smoking a pipe. And I went to a place, got Orkham Riff. I think it was bourbon whiskey or just whiskey. I don't remember. But it was not bad. And then I had the cherry, Lane 1Q. And yeah, that's another one too. The Super Value bourbon whiskey is good. Even the Four Aces Turkish, I have to say, I tried a thing. I'm like, well, that's cheap at our local. We have one of those, like you said, cheap tobacco gas station deals that mostly sell cigarettes and stuff. And I went in there, and they had these packs, these pouches for just a couple of dollars on a sale. And I'm like, I'll try one of those. Well, they even came in doubles, so it's like 50 cents a pouch. And I'm like, there's got to be some reason. Now the original I did not like, but
now there are some.
the Turkish was very, very good.
Now you can go to about any tobacco store, cheap tobacco store, and
Hey,
if you go to any retailer online, I don't care if it's the West Virginia Smoke Shop or Pipe and Cigars or SmokingPipes.com, if you would look at their prices, the same thing, and you go to your local cheap tobacco store, you're going to pay the same price for what you're paying online. But you're actually going to pay a little bit more online because you got to pay the tax, the shipping cost, so forth. Now, up here, I can get that stuff all day long. The turkeys, the orientals, what you get, John, up here, I can get that stuff all day long now. There is a place about an hour and a half away from me, and it's called the Tinderbox. And I can go in there, and it's got the house blends, anything you want, like you get online. And I can walk in there and get, like if I want Cornell and Deals, or I want Peterson's, or I want house blends, or I want the Turkish or Orientals, I could pick that up. But then again, too, I have to stop and think too, because it's the time, gas. You had to pay somebody for gas.
Yeah.
Gas money. Then you have to. Then by the time you get there, then by the time you pay, would it be worth the trip? Yes, it'll be worth the trip if you know what you're getting. But what I normally do is, if I'm going to make that type of trip to a place like that, I'll call them ahead of time and say, hey, do you have this in stock? And they say, yes, we got it. Then what I can do is I can make that trip up there and get it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going up there, then they don't got it. That'll be a waste of money. Now, I tell you, one of my best blends that I like, the best, is the Balkan number 2. Now, I don't know who makes this, and I forget who sent me. I don't know who sent me this. I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was Dan or it was Cyrus, or Hillbilly Piper. It's one of them 3 guys sent me this. Now, this is pretty good stuff.
Hey, Patrick. Hey,
Patrick's
Kendrick.
Kendrick's up in the house.
Good evening to you as well, buddy. Had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you did yourself. Thank you.
Hey,
so we have let's see. I was going to read a couple of these real quick because they've gone up a bit in the chat
sure, go ahead.
So Zippo says Super Value Cherry Cavendish tastes like cough syrup and sadness with a huge helping of goo. Well, I will avoid that one. I haven't managed to stumble into it yet myself. Yeah, London Dock was good. That was one that kind of made me feel like I had to go back to it a couple more times to really understand it. It was a different experience at first, and I did end up liking that one. And then Dan Lopez said he tried Super Value Vanilla. That was awful, and it was bad enough that it scared him away from ever buying Super Value brand again. And same with me, Dan, or DDT, trying the bourbon whiskey. I think bourbon whiskey from them is probably their one. If not, maybe their only good one, but it's at least was the best one I'd had. And yeah, vanilla is a tricky thing because I've tried different vanilla blends, and the funniest thing to me is the best blend I ever had with vanilla that isn't one that I blended was Hearth and Home Harvest Moon. Or no. Sorry, CAO Cherry Bomb. If you smoke now, I had smoked like 5 tins of that, and I smoked them in just typically similar sized pipes. And when I smoked it in a larger pipe in a big freehand, all of a sudden the slight cherry note the noticeable cherry note that I keep thinking Harvest Moon for some reason, the noticeable cherry note went from being cherry to being this outstanding vanilla. When I tried Stanwell, and the only thing I got from that was rich butter. It was so rich I couldn't smoke a whole bowl. And Everett said McBaron vanilla cream is nice. I've heard very good things about that. But I've tried what was it? Oh, I tried the CD Mocha. Now, as far as worst blends ever, I would take over that. I would take the best of the rest English, and here's why. I tried others. I tried Balkans. I got my experience some of them and understand them more. And now I can tolerate best of the rest English, and I don't mind it. And with Mocha, a lot of people say with Cornell and Deal, where they feel like their base blend is good, and they take that one base blend and they add Mocha and they call that one Mocha, and they add maybe cherry and call that one cherry, but it's the same base blend. And when I tasted the tobacco in the Mocha blend, I was blown away. The base components they have would be a solid blend on its own. But I got a hint of that Mocha for just a few seconds. Maybe 1 out of 6 or 7 puffs, I'd get a little bit of Mocha, and it was good. And then this vanilla came in out of nowhere that didn't belong. And the chemical in that was causing me even more problems. I don't think I smoked more than 1/8 of a bowl. I dumped the rest out. I've got the rest in the tin still, and or the little cardboard tin, the 2, 3, whatever, 2.5 ounce or 2 ounce, and I will never smoke that again. That was bugging me like crazy. But the flavor of the base blend was really good. So that was the most disappointing ones as well, because it did have a lot of goodness to it. Just way too much chemical. It was like some of everything. It was like, wow, this is good. Oh, this is terrible. in the same blend. Oh, if you, so we were talking about Kentucky and Perique being in that bluegrass tin. The type of Virginia. Does anybody know what Virginia or what was it? A pressed Virginia? Was it a red Virginia? Does anybody have any?
Hold on.
Because
I'm
just sort of remaking it just to get I've made those.
Okay, hey John. It says it's got a steady rhythm of bright and red Virginias. So it's got the bright and red.
Awesome.
Then it's got the dark fire Kentucky and Virginia. That's what's always in that bluegrass. So it's got the bright and red Virginias.
That's what I needed to know, because I've got red Virginias and I've got bright Virginias, and I've already got the Kentucky and the peppery Perique in it. So awesome. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
I'm sure this isn't going to be like theirs, but I'm just going to use what I got and guess.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go give me a refill of tea real fast, and it won't take me about a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy. Light and red. Yeah, I figured bright. Sometimes my brain automatically translates words, and then usually when it doesn't, I get all messed up. Yeah, Patrick, Bob Chickadee's Flake, Bob's Chocolate Flake, Gone and Hungar's Bob Chocolate Flake. Awesome. Cold Blood Red Moon has that deep cherry flavor. I know some people get the chemical stuff out of it. See, look, Dan's like, no on the cherry. I like the depth in the cherry, that it's not right in your face. But I did make a cherry English with some Laneberry cherry, and that is now my favorite cherry blend. That's one I can go to anytime. It's awesome. The cherry is deep in the back, like Cold Blood Red Moon. Not as noticeable, kind of like in Hearth and Home Harvest Moon. And did I say Cold Harvest Moon? Cold Blood Red Moon. And the Harvest Moon from Hearth and Home. And mostly just don't pick it up very much. So it is, and you get the chemicalness out of it in the way I blended that. So that is my preferred. I've heard of the Kendall Black Cherry. I have not had it. Yeah, you've had the Bob's Virginia slices though, I'm sure. Yeah, I like it because I get a lot of goodness out of it. But I do notice, I can recognize, James, where some people can get that chemicalness, because I can tell it's there, but it isn't one that bothers me. And for me, if I smoke Cold Blood Red Moon once a week or twice a month, I have no issues. I couldn't smoke it all the time because I'm sure that the chemical stuff would build up and annoy me too much, to be honest. Oh, nice, Dingus. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you. I appreciate you taking me for a walk. All of us for a walk with you. I was on the lazier side today. I didn't do a lot of walking. I'm kind of recovering from the week. We drove, we didn't drive a lot of hours to visit people, but we did drive a lot while they were here in between visiting people. And, going in and out of stores, and I don't know, we walked, it felt like we walked a lot. And the extreme cold weather we had here really bothered my legs from West Nile and fasciitis. So it was taking me a couple days, but man, I even slept great last night. Like, I had my early morning coffee, guys, and I got here waking up woke up before an alarm, which was great because I don't want to hear my alarm, because if I'm not having a good morning, that can cause more issues. But I woke up like 30 minutes before my alarm, woke up really well. I was like, holy cow, I'm going to enjoy today.
I'm back. I'm just going to try and figure out how to do something here real fast. I kind of enjoy coming to a couple of the videos I've been watching here lately, and seen nothing here today, so I'm trying to figure out how to. There we go. See here.
Oh, there you go. We got Jeff aside. Well, that was nice. I got to send him a message and thank him for being here. I thought he was saying bye and then he disappeared, I think, maybe a little quicker than he intended. So I waited to say bye till I made sure it was stable and he could hear us. It did look like it. He turned to the side. He turned to the side and then thunk, that was it. It was like Dingus passing out in a hammock. I better change what it says because it. Oh, he's right there. Here we go. I was saying it's saying me and Sweet Muffin. People are gonna go like, "Hey, where's the Sweet Muffin?"
I'm back, guys. There we go.
Awesome, Everett. I am proud of myself for being included in those of us that twisted your arm into having another bowl.
I just had to put my phone on charge real quick, guys. That's why I was trying to get my phone to do its thing here. There we go.
Well, I mixed about a third of some bright Virginias and red Virginia together, and then a third of, well, a little less than a third of the Perique, and then a good third of the Kentucky. So I guess this is like the 8%. But it doesn't have to make sense when you're just in it the first time anyway. So it sounded good, that bluegrass. I'm like, well, I've blended those components together plenty of times anyway, and I have not had a lot of Perique. I'm in a Perique shortage, at least the peppery one. I have used a lot of the fruitier Perique lately, but I miss the peppery one.
Is there? I mean, there's some blends I enjoy, other blends I really don't care too much for, and I really don't. So, what's any other questions, John? Or
Well, what I was gonna ask you what your favorite non-pipe read activity was.
the favorite non-pipe related?
Even if you take your pipe
Um,
with you to do the activity, but just something that you do that doesn't tie into pipe smoking. Something a hobby you really
well, there's
enjoy.
well, there's
Others
several.
moving.
Yeah. Well, there's one hobby. I had to get out of it. Far as that hobby goes, would be the Demolition Derby, which I did.
Yeah, I hated to see that change because I know you did really get a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah. But as far as my hobbies go, as far as anything else would be I do collect a few things. I collect coins. That's a hobby. Far as um, anything else goes. I collect CDs. I got so many CDs back here. It ain't funny. Um, I probably
That is a loaded
I got
question, Pilgrim.
um far as my CD collection goes, I got probably close to 100 and still counting. But
Wow.
but that's only about the hobbies I've got until I get everything switched around done. Um, but that's about the farthest. Now I used to fish and hunt. Now that's been about 20 years ago. But now it's just like I'm collecting CDs. Yeah.
Oh
Hey
yeah,
James.
I got clapping cheeks. DDT said he tried collecting coins, but he kept spending them. One of my friends was raised by his grandparents were very young when they had his mom, and then
Yeah.
she was very young when she had him, and she didn't want him, sadly. And so we grew up and we were friends. Great guy. Turned, later in life, it's kind of like he doesn't have to even worry about his mom now. He took the high road and got to know her, and man, he's
Yeah.
married and things are going good. So he got past it all. But his grandpa that acted as his father um, collected a lot of really nice gold coated coins, and he was a big radio announcer dude or something for years, and then he was in some other job, more in logistics for a place. So he made he made plenty, and they didn't have anybody they supported anymore because their daughter was old enough and moved out. It was just their grandson, and it was a small, but it was a lot of really cool coins, really really nice ones he collected.
Now speaking of coins, I did auctions
Oh,
for about 25 years. So I've seen a lot of coins out of silver certificates and all that come through. And it just got to the
right.
point where I got tired of seeing it, you know. And and then here years later I'm collecting. So
Oh,
um
very cool, Patrick.
yeah, Zippo765 says that he's a hobbyist RC helicopters and planes. I know a couple people. I know a guy that he's in the RC stuff, and the last one he got cost him for a. I think he got like a excavator, RC excavator. Uh, it cost him about $20,000 just for the excavator, and it's RC. And
Oh,
I looked
that's a
on.
smart idea, though, James. Jeff is a smart guy. He said you have a two-sided heads coin that you use for flipping.
Sure do.
That's what I need to do, man. Anytime, be like, heads I win, tails you don't. No matter what I do, I flip heads.
Right there. I keep that bad boy on my desk all the time. For now. And that's the year of.
Oh, nice. Everett inspired Dan Lopez to dig through his tub of samples. He knows he has some odd meaning in there somewhere. That's my, that was actually my saving grace the other day. For some reason, it had stuck in my mind that I didn't have any more Hearth and Home Berry Nice, and I had blends with it before I really did blending. I never really wrote them down or thought much of it. I just did it for the moment. And I looked in my chest of things I got from people, and I didn't realize that I had already ordered like 6 ounces or so and had them stashed in there with them.
DDT says Jeff drinks Bud Light. Yes, I drink Bud Light, but mostly I drink Bud Ice. And Dan says, Dan Lopez says Fireball for Jeff. The Fireball's coming next weekend, Dan, by the way. On my next Sunday live, I will have some Fireball. So that'll be.
Oh, awesome. Kendrick says, good night all. Check out my Thanksgiving shout-outs video. Some of you in this chat will hear your name.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, thank you,
Kendrick. I'll check it out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I'm gonna just go ahead and suspect that I'm either not notified of yours or it unsubbed me, because I haven't seen notifications. So I just thought you were taking a break. So I will have to go back and look. You have a
yes, sir.
great night, and thanks for joining us, buddy. I appreciate you.
Pilgrim Piper says, damn, when Fireball is the answer, stuff happens. Yeah, around here it does, most generally. Most generally, you never know what's going to happen. Especially around, just like I've always said on my lives too, you know, I'll drink some beer and drink some Fireball, but
that's how
I don't get.
I haven't drank Fireball in 20 years. That's how bad it, or how well it went last time.
Hi, Eddie's up in the house.
Eddie, good to see you, brother.
And there's Cyrus Shaw. Cyrus is up in the house. There's the gentleman I was talking to.
We'll take you here as long as we can have you. Welcome, Cyrus. Good to see you as well, buddy.
Yeah, Cyrus the one that sent me the Mississippi River Special Reserve and the Vince Syrian. And well, what do you think about it there, Eddie?
Oh, wow, Pilgrim. Well, I never got, well, you know, around here we have the terms hammered or plastered. You know, at least locally, as far as hammered, that's just, you know, totally drunk. And plastered is so drunk you black out and you don't remember what the heck happened for 2 days.
Yep.
And I've never blacked out from drinking that I can remember.
Well, that's good, Eddie. I'm glad you liked it.
Fireball eggnog.
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't had Fireball forever. Last time I had it, man, he's talking about 20 years ago. I'd be 13. That's when I drank it. I had it when I was probably 22, 23. I don't even remember. I remember we did have a guy there that, like, he liked the act of drinking more than he liked drinking. So he liked showing off that he could drink whiskey even though he hated whiskey. And I think I had half a shot of Fireball and then the rest was his. And he chugged that stuff. And he wasn't a fun drunk. He was fun when he was a little drunk. And then he was extremely violent. And he had a black belt in karate, so he'd go pick fights in parking lots. And then he just wasn't fun to be around because he was talented at it, but when you're drunk, you're not as talented as you think. But if you pick 5 people that don't know karate, it doesn't matter if you're drunk and know what you're doing or not. Usually somebody ends up getting hurt. And man, he had
And
at
you
one point he
know,
had a sword. I don't know where he got it, but he got himself really bad, and he super glued it together, and it got infected, and it was disgusting. I don't think he remembers
here's the
most of his teen years.
you here's the thing. I mean, I talked about some of it last night. you know.
Go
Oh,
back to
by
the
the way,
wife.
I'm smoking. So I mean, person like me, yeah, I'll drink, but I know when to quit. I know when to stop. Now, many of you all see me drink Fireball and drink the beer many times in my lives, but I drink to the point where I know when to stop. I know when to quit, and some people can't, especially if somebody else is paying for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they figured if somebody else is paying for it, so say like, for instance, say like me and John went to the bar, and John happened to say, "Well, Jeff, you can have all, I'm fine tonight. You could, So in the back of my mind, it's going to say, okay, he's fine, so I'm going to drink all I'm going to drink, and he's paying for it.
They live
So, but
their
but
own
but but see,
reasonable limits times.
yeah, but see,
Hey,
in
Mark
back of
Gordon,
my
welcome back,
mind,
buddy.
hey, Dark Lord. So in back of my mind would be, okay, John's paying for it, and he told me he's paying for it. So here I'm going to run that bill up to the point where I get myself so drunk and so plastered that I can't walk. But that ain't the point. The point is, there's where a lot of people make the mistakes is because they go to a bar and somebody says, "Well, I'm buying the drinks tonight." But also, now this is what I used to do is when I went to the bar and I said I had a buddy of mine with me or a family member, I said, "Okay, I'm fine tonight, but there's a limit, because I'm buying for mine and I'm paying for yours too, so there's double the price." So if I'm say like a bottle of beer, because used to be bottle of beer used to be $2.50 in the bar. So the first two beers there's five
That was
dollars.
nice to be Ganji.
Then the next beer is going to be $10. 15 for the third. Four beers is 20. Okay, that adds up. But when your buddy or whatever wants to keep drinking, then you're going to have to cut him off.
We did that
Yeah.
one night. Well, so when my wife and I were engaged, um, we did our bachelor and bachelorette party,
Yeah.
and we partway through the evening we were all going to meet up at a bar and some drinking, and so she and I went up. We were there earlier, and a bunch of people didn't know, of course, were buying drinks, and I'm just like, well, whatever. So we're hanging out. I'm like, and some people, I think two people bought me drinks. They felt sorry for me, but we went 3 or 4 different bars and she didn't pay for nothing. And then she went off with her friends and they went to places, and that's the most she had drank. But she still had that, like you said, she still knew she wouldn't go past the
You,
point that someone could mistreat her or anything.
yeah.
And she had her limit. That was the most she drank, and that was it.
And
Now,
I had that experience before where a friend of mine was one of her friends that it was his birthday. But what we was doing was my beer was free all night. Mine was. But anyways, we was going from one bar to the next, and wound up back at the first bar we was at. But she knowed her limit, and I knowed my limit, and she had to drive about we had to drive about 15 miles back home. And I looked at her and I said, "Well, you're not going to be able to drive." And then she looked at me, she says, "Are you going to drive?" And I said, "No," because I said, "If I drink, I'm not driving."
I just gotta say
So
real
just
quick,
below,
thank you, Dan Lopez. Still using your tampers, buddy. Thank.
but I knew which, just like Eddie said too, the bars are dangerous. Yeah, they're dangerous, but you have to depend on which bar. Now, like me, I know which bars to go to where you can just sit down, have a few drinks, no troubles, no nothing.
Pilgrim Piper's heading out. Thanks for, buddy. Always nice to have you. Had a great time with you. I appreciate your chatting with us here and smoking with us. And I hate your generosity. You're a nice fella. If nobody asks for that 10, you should send it to Jeff. And then if Jeff really wants to give it away, he could throw it in a jar or something.
I could do that.
Because then he'd still be able to give it away. I think that'd be a good option if nobody claims.
If anybody doesn't have my email address, I'm gonna go ahead and type that in. So if you just give me a second here, guys. Don't use the one on my page or on my about section. Do not use that one because that's the wrong email.
I
Somehow
do,
or another.
I love those especially with the Meerschaum. I used it today to clean the pipe after a couple of days of it cooling down. I don't usually build a carbon cake or don't usually build them on a Meerschaum. But I had like 4 days. I just smoked the heck out of it. I knew I was going to need to clean it, so I'm like, well, I'll smoke it the rest of the day, and then in a couple days, which was, I'll clean it out. So I cleaned it out good. That was the most carbon cake I've ever had on it, which still was not a lot.
All right, good night, Eddie.
Yeah.
Take it easy, brother. Eddie's taking off.
You too, Eddie. Thanks for joining, buddy. Always great to see you. And as far as the early morning smokes, everything and the lives should be all back on schedule for Saturday coming up. Everything should be back to normal. As far as I know, life throws random plans at us. As far as I know, it'll all be Saturday. If anything changes, I'll make a video and update people.
And my live for next week is still on, so I will, in between now and then, I will make a video. So watch between Wednesday and Friday of next week, guys. So that's why everybody knows what.
Yeah, I love these, man. And it's funny because, and I still have the other 4 in a little Ziploc bag, Dan. I use this one. This is just the one that I end up using, But I like them because this is the only one that doesn't fall off my lap when I stand up. I always have it near when I look around. It's just right there in reach. And the funny thing is, I would totally lose my usual metal tamper or my my pen, but they fall on the floor, so I have to find them next time I'm looking for them. So either way, if I forget to look on the floor, I've got this right here, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, I still got. Oh, thanks, Pilgrim. Um,
Oh no, we're still on here, James, for a little bit yet.
yeah, we're still on.
But you're welcome for the stream, and it's a pleasure to have you guys here, man. Things have just been
Sure is.
growing. Channels have been growing. The YTVC has been growing. The amount of presents has been growing. People putting up videos has been growing. It's been really a nice last few months, particularly to see more and more people. And the YouTube algorithm is probably accidentally working out where people are now finding more of other people's channels. Someone typed in something about smoking and it brought my channel up to them. So I made some new friends and then been able to shout them out, and just a typical networking, like any one of us can shout out somebody's name and check out their channel, and that leads to something more, and I love it. That's how
Another
I
thing
found
too.
all of Woodpiper. I would never have known about
Now,
him.
John, what you could do, and this for anybody else there in the chat, watch Ghost Cobb on Fridays, Fine 5 for Fridays. Every Friday, Ghost Cobb puts up, every week he'll put 5 channels up. And the only thing you do is look in his description box, and it'll tell you the 5 people that he shouts out, and you can go direct to their channel
Oh, nice.
directly.
And that is a good point, Dan, because actually, like you said, last year we've also had, we've had people get ill, people take breaks, people leave or get more busy in their lives, and people pass away. But it seems like we're in a really nice, steady period of time where people are joining in. So I feel like we've gained more than we've lost. And this is my here, so I can't let it over a 5-year period of time. Oh, Everett, you have a great night, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you and share a smoke, buddy.
I've seen a lot of people, and I've been here about around close to 5 years, just about. Well, I've seen people come and go. And just like you said, too, people's got, things come up. But there's been. Hi, Hillbilly. How you doing? Hi, Donnie.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've seen a lot of people actually just. And just here within the last year, I've seen people just up and leave. They go to BRTV, and and the majority of them, the reason why they leave, and I've known for a few, I can speak for, it's the censorship that YouTube does. It's the censorship.
Yeah.
And in other words, you can't
even
come.
K-Rod had talked about. He had set up. Now I can't remember it. I was looking into setting up there too. I think I already set it up, and I just don't go over there much. That there's an alternative site, so that's what led me into Instagram. I know it's a different site talking about, but I went into Instagram.
Instagram, there's Reddit. Some I went to that, and there's BRTV, Briar'd Report, and that's where most of them are at. That's the BRTV, a lot of them, and I tell you the one I hate. He don't no longer got his videos up. Is the Artful Culture Ben.
Mm-hmm.
He took off his videos down. He's over BRTV, and he was one of the pillars of the he was one of the pillars of the YTPC too. So I mean, there's a lot of There's all of them left. I mean, because of the censorship. In other words, you can't get on here and say what you want, how you feel, or you can't express you gotta watch what you say, watch what you do, and that's why, like last night on my live last night, too, I said I always watch what I say and how I say it and how I word it because it
Yeah.
can come back and bite me in the hind end when it wants to.
You
And
got
I've
you got
had
to have
them,
that wall ready in the back of your mind all the time.
yeah, you got
And I
that
and
one
I
word.
honestly I forget about it a lot, think about it every day anyway. But I understand what you're saying because I do that anytime I go live. I think real quick. I just do a mental check. Okay, what do I have to real quick, and then I just go.
Yeah,
And it is frustrating because there are so many things. They're trying to do away with what somebody meant or taking things out of context.
yep.
And like the other night, we were joking about. Oh, I don't remember. And I can say this here because I'll tell you what I mean. We're talking about booby. So I put the blue-footed booby. So because we were talking about birds, because you got to watch everything you do,
Every time,
and
and because
it
you
is
think that
annoying
they're not what
because it definitely feels yeah they're watching everything.
and
Everything you put online is recorded somewhere.
it's just like when I came on tonight to onto your live. The thing come up for them to I can either allow or deny is to record. So I'm thinking,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, I'll allow it, but I say here's the thing, and this is where they'll get you. You may not think that they're not watching, or they're not listening, or they're not, or you got some outsider like a troll, and you go ahead and say how you feel or say what you want, and then bam, a day or two later they're going to get you. They're going to put a strike against you, or they're going to put something against your video, or something against your comment. Just here recently, a couple people's got their comments deleted from all various channels, to fellow
I had
YTPC members' channels.
I had replied
So,
to every video I've ever made. If anybody put a comment on it, I replied to every single
yeah.
comment.
Hmm.
And there was some, I blamed it on an update or something, and maybe it was. I don't know for sure. But the other day, the ones that you've commented on, it leaves at the bottom. So I'd go to a video and I could easily see the new comments because I just clicked the studio thing and there they all
Yep.
were at the
Yep.
top.
Yep.
Well, it took out all my replies and all the or it kept the comments, but it took all my replies off of them, at
Yep.
least on my
And
channel.
there, yeah.
So there were some
And I'll
showing
tell
me
you,
2 months back, 4 months back, 6 months back. And I'm like, did I not respond to this? And I went through hundreds of them going, oh my gosh.
and another thing
So I
too.
eventually got past them.
Well, here's the thing too, and I'm going to say this. I've learned this a long time ago, John, and I've learned this. You have to go into your YouTube studios and sometimes go over to your spam folder and check for comments because I had several people comment on my videos that are subscribed to my channel. And I'll go over and check. Okay, I got like one day I had like 3 spams. I said, I went over and checked them. There wasn't nothing bad about it. There was no bad comments, no bad language, no foul language, no vulgar, no nothing. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm sitting there one day in my apartment up there, and I'm sitting on my computer. And I'm thinking, what's this in my spam folder? And here I'm getting frustrated because I got 3 people that subscribe to my channel. Then they turned around. They didn't say nothing out of the ordinary. So this happened to me like 4 or 5 different times. Now I'm thinking, I'm thinking, okay, what's up with YouTube? Now YouTube's starting to suck. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth because it's getting bad. And when you have to sit there, and I agree with Patrick. Patrick says that sucks when you have to censor yourself on YouTube. And that's the reason why most people has left not only the YTPC alone, but YouTube because, hey, Dingus is back. But
Welcome back, Dingus.
and you have to watch what you say and how you word it, and you can't say how you really want to say it because if both of us would say something here on the live tonight, either one of us, I'll guarantee you within the next 2 or 3 days, both of us are going to get it. We're going to get hit.
You
know,
what's funny? I went because you said spam in a while since I looked at it. I just was looking. It reminded me of one I've been getting the last couple days, and I looked about 3 days ago. But I like this one I got now. If you guys have seen my video where I play a guitar, you can tell I am not a guitar player. I used to be halfway decent at it, like years ago when I was a teenager, and me and my friend were playing all the time. That was a different story.
Mm.
But I was nowhere great, and we had an option at a performance, but it wasn't anything big. And
yeah,
I got one that asked, they invited me to perform at a place. Now, who in the heck, 15 years or however many years after the fact, when I've never been online playing other than that really bad job on the YouTube video just for the heck of it.
Mm-hmm.
They now say, we want to invite you to this event that's about you. I'm like, sure you do. So, you're going to ask a non-musician, hey, you want to come perform? And, you're going to get somebody in there going, oh, man, this is my dream come true. Like, I'm going to go perform. I'm like, baloney.
And have you ever noticed too, here on YouTube or whatever, or especially Facebook, and I've noticed this here lately. You do something, then you see these spams come up, all these ads come up, this come up, that come up, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, why? I had a comment that I made.
I've had that happen too.
I had comments that I made a couple years ago pop up. It's like, well, I made a comment. There's this guy on YouTube. He goes by the Undertaker Piper. And the last time I made a comment 2 years ago. 2 years ago on one of his videos. And just here last week, I got a comment from him. From 2 years ago, I made a comment. And then first when I seen that comment, he made something kind of, I forget what the comment was, and I'm thinking, well, who's this? So I clicked on it, and I'm thinking, okay, last time he was on was 4 years ago.
Is it wrong for me to say that's nice of you, Dingus?
Dingus gonna call the goon squad. This goon squad's gonna come knocking on your door. I'll be watching.
Yeah, we
But
know some mafia members. They might be
there's
different
two
mafia
in
members.
I know there's two in Nashville and one in Arkansas. But I ain't mention no names. The one in Arkansas has got more weapons than the other two's got. When I seen that video of Cliff doing that here the other day, I lost it. I thought,
Well, I
good
was
Lord.
laughing. I found an old picture of oh, you are absolutely right, Dan. Anybody who doesn't take that seriously is being fool.
Exactly, Dan.
But you're right.
Exactly.
Now I found an old picture. My uncle years ago. Now he had been single pretty much his whole life, and married this lady. I think he was her fifth marriage. She's a good person deep down. She had been through the ringer. She had been married, all previous husbands treated her and her children like utter trash. Just as low as you could imagine. Just terrible.
Crazy.
And so he takes her in, looks at her, and she was very supportive. She was a good wife for a while. And he helped give her children the only positive male role model they ever had in their lives. And when they got married, he got the picture taken that was awesome, where she was one of those saloon girls, but a little bit more classy dressed. And there he is. He didn't have to change a damn thing. There he is in his cowboy gear with his rifle slung his elbow crook, and it was awesome because it was exactly he was outside the picture, and it just made me think back on that. It was awesome. Yeah, and I really that I do say that with as much respect as I can, because I've known a lot of people with issues. I've got family with mental health issues. I had friends with mental health issues. And honestly, for her to be a good wife and a good person for the amount of years she has been is an utter miracle. The way she grew up was regular beatings from mom and dad. You wake
Wow.
You're beat up. You might be locked in your room for 4 or 5 days and not fed. I mean, just trash. And she had 3 wonderful children. She had 2 daughters and a son. They went through issues, especially from the 4th husband, all 3 of them. I'll just leave imagination, but I'm pretty sure you're right no matter what you think. And thanks to her marrying my uncle and him helping raise her son in really formative years, he straightened out his life. He had a kid. He got married. He was working steady. He worked through all his emotional issues, and he was doing very well. Now, sadly, in his case, he was working at a grain elevator, and they had these special harnesses that would yank you out of the elevator if there was an issue. And he didn't put his on. And there was an issue, and he was crushed. And it was just heartbreaking, because he survived more than I ever would have survived, and got through his most difficult years, got through his happiest years, and then life was taken from him. Now I had it like he's in heaven, and he's taking care of the community. He's going to look after his kid and my uncle did have an impact that lasted on the 2 older girls. They both been married. Everything's going good.
That's good.
I mean, that they ended up divorcing. She did eventually. Now, she was a loyal, good wife for years. I'm going to give her that credit. And she ended up cheating on him with the friend he'd had that he'd been farming with for his whole life. And so naturally, my uncle said, well, you're no longer renting this other place from me. Get out. And, but they settled actually pretty peacefully. And they just, they don't talk, but she found some kind of happiness. But I can sympathize a little bit. Now, I'm against people that cheat and I'm against BS, but I will say she had the cards stacked against her. She had no example of parents and marriage. She had no idea how things were supposed to work. And with her other husbands, especially the first and last one, she had no idea. Now, yes, she knew a little bit of right from wrong. She made her mistakes and she paid for them. She's a good person deep down. You can tell if people are good or not,
Yeah. I've dealt with that in a situation. My sister's the one, and I don't like to talk ill of the dead. But my one sister that passed away last year, not the one passed this year, but the one passed last year. I've seen her do the same thing of cheating and everything, and leaving her husband, which I could understand that because he was beating on her. But she didn't come out say anything to Dad and them about it. But
I think that was the same live that you inherited the day Dingus and couldn't turn off.
I see that. So I mean, then she'll come up, and then she was afraid to say anything to my dad about it because, she didn't want Dad to get to the point of getting upset or anything. But she told me about it, and I told her, I said, well, if he was going to do the cheating part, I said what I would have done. I said, if he would have stopped to think about it, I said I would have got a divorce first before I would have done anything. But she kind of stayed with him for the sake of the kids. But
Yeah.
it just got too much. So when she got this other guy, and he wasn't much better. And I get along with everybody and I like everybody, but when you start disrespecting somebody and you start putting them down, running them down, and you threaten to hit her and threaten, this, not, and the other. And, I can remember one night, he's still about 6'6", 300-some pound dude. I mean, he was a big old boy. And I can remember I was laying on my dad's couch one night, and I was sitting there laying there watching TV. Well, they was into it. Well, I gave up my bedroom up so they can have somewhere to sleep.
Hey, XJ.
But hey, XJ, how you doing? And they was into it. And my dad was already asleep. My dad had health issues. He had emphysema and chronic bronchitis. And he was already in bed.
True Dingus.
And so I mean, when they came in, they was arguing in the front room, and they thought I was asleep. I wasn't asleep, and they concentrated a little bit where they was probably get to a shot match. And I tilted my head up and I looked at both of them. I said, "You guys need to settle down. If you can't, take it outside. We'll go somewhere. But don't wake the neighbors up." Well, it kept on until he finally come out, and it was over a credit card. A credit card. And she would give it to him. And he says, if you don't give me that credit card, I'm going to knock you out. So I finally got up and, to the point to where um, I told him, that no, you're not. I said, you ain't gonna be hitting anybody in Dad's house. I said, that's the wrong move you can do. And my dad had a like a coffee table, but it was real long. Now I'd stand up on it, got a good eye with him. And I told him, I said, man, I said, you ain't gonna hit my sister, not in Dad's house. Well, Dad kind of overheard, woke Dad up. Well, Dad come through. And Dad was dressed, and he finally, asked me what was going on. And I told him that he's threatening to hit Tara, which is my sister. And Dad looked at him. He says, you ain't going to do nothing in my house. He says, well, they had both vehicles. My sister had a 1997 jet black Ford Thunderbird. Real nice car, 5-speed. And he had a Nissan Pathfinder. And then he looked at him and says, you might as well go ahead and go. He told my sister, you can stay here at the house. He said, you ain't going to go back down there with him for him to do something to you and be too late. So by the time he was going out, I looked at my sister and I said, give me the keys to your car. She says, why?
Zippo, there
I
you
said,
go.
She says, why? I said, well, I'm afraid he's going to do something to your car. Now, remember, this is a practically brand new car. Brand new Ford Thunderbird. 5-speed. She says, I didn't know you could drive a standard. I said, yeah, I could drive a standard. But I said, he ain't going to do nothing to your car. He ain't going to bust out your windows, slash your tires, or this, that, and the other. So I went out there before he did, and I got in the car, started up, and I took off. Well, the reason why I liked her car so well, because it was jet black, nighttime. So I hid, and I knew where to hide. And I wait till he come around, and I was in plain sight, though. I was in plain sight. This is nighttime. This is like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm in plain sight, and I'm sitting there with headlights off, car running. So I wait till he passed. I followed him, see where he was going to go. Well, he was circling the area trying to find the car because he knew that I took off in it. And I bet you he circled around for about 20 minutes. And he didn't know I was following him. He didn't know I was following him, but I was following him. So I had my cell phone on, so I called the house. And Tara and my sister and Tara, she says, who's this? I said, this Jeff. She said, how's
good to see you, Hillbilly. You have a good night, brother.
Have a good night, Hillbilly. But she says, has he left town? I said, no. I said, he's circling the block. He's circling around. I said, what do you mean circling? I said, he's just circling to see where I went. He doesn't know I'm following him. So finally, I followed him over the bridge, and I said, he's leaving. But I said, I'm going to take your car over. I said, I'm going to go call a friend of mine up. And I said, I'm going to take your car over there for tonight till tomorrow. Because I said, I don't know if he's going to be back or not. Because I didn't want to go back to my dad's house. Long story short, I didn't want to go back to my dad's house and him show back up and mess with the car. And then, but I've been through, and then, so, but I'm the sixth youngest of 6 kids. I'm the youngest. sadly, I had two sisters that passed, and so, but cherish your family. I mean, if I give anybody any advice, cherish your family. If you guys still got parents or siblings or whatever, cherish them while they're still here. I regret ever take with somebody like me. I really haven't spoke to Tara in 15 before she passed. I really haven't talked to my sister in 15 years. Now, I haven't seen her face to face in 15 years. But she had her thing, I had my thing. There's a lot of
Very
disagreements. There's
true,
a lot of
XJ, and that's a good one.
so, but life happens. I mean,
Well, and as far as well, it's like I tell people, well, and I gotta say, first of all, good for you for sticking up for your sister, because God, I'd be damned if I had a sister or a daughter, especially anything like that. Anybody lay a hand on them or threaten to lay a hand on them is gonna have two broken arms,
because I mean, I
along with
have
mispacking.
now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I time I have four sisters and a brother, and I mean they can hold their own. Trust me. I mean they can hold their own. I mean they may be short, but they can hold their own. But when you got somebody that is 3 times your size, and my sister was still like 5'3", 5'4", and you got somebody standing like 6'6", 300 some pounds. Come on, there's no way if he would have got her down and started beating on her, and he got on top of her and beating on her, there wasn't no way she would have survived.
Right.
And what now my ex-brother-in-law, me and him went head to head. Yes, we fought. But the reason why I fought him is because my sister come out to me one night at my dad's house. She admitted to me that she was pregnant at the time. And my ex-brother-in-law at the time body slammed her and threw his fist back in here. Now, when I
Yep,
found that
and
out,
that's when me and my
so,
brothers would go have a good old fashioned ass whooping, and that guy would be real good friends with Lucifer.
so, so when she moved on the other side of Greenfield, the hill toward Hillsboro, she had to go down and get her stuff. But she requested me to go down there with her boyfriend. His name's Gary. Well, because she was terrified. So I went down there. Well, when I went down there, I was going to beat him anyways. And Gary's trying to talk me out of it. It wasn't going to happen. We tried every which way. Got down there and I walked in. I seen his mom standing there and his brother was standing there. And first thing come out of my mouth was, "Don't say a word to me. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm here to get my sister's stuff." And I turned around and I said, "Gary, where's her stuff at?" He says, "Right there in that bedroom." Well, about that time, he walks out. I looked at him, told him, I said, "Man," I said, "I don't want to hear nothing out of you." And I said, "What are you doing in my sister's room?" "Well, I'm ready to get my stuff." I said, "There's no," and then I said, "Gary, is there anything belonging to him in that room?" Gary says, "No, there's nothing in that room belongs to him." And I said, and I turned around and I looked at him. I said, "What are you doing in there for?" "Why?"
That's good, Jim.
So here I am. And then he spouted off something, and then it was Duke City. It was on. And me and him went at it, fought, beat him. Then me and his brother got into it. At the same time, we got everything in the car, just got everything in the car. And the mattress on top of the car strapped down. And I told Gary, come on. I said, let's get out of here. I said, I know the law's going to be coming. I know the law's going to be here. And we got probably about 6 miles down the road. And just like we pulled into a gas station because we had to go use the bathroom and get something to drink. And just like when we did, two surf cruisers went by with their lights and everything active. And I told him, I said, I know. I said, I bet you 10 to 1 where they're going. He says, yeah. He says, we was actually come out from the gas station. They didn't see us sitting there, just below.
Ooh, I'd say
So I
rooster.
told, so, we made it back just below. But here, last time I seen my ex-brother-in-law was last year at my sister's memorial service. And he come up to me and he reminded me of it, and he apologized. No, I accepted it and I shook his hand on it, and I said, and I told him, there ain't no hard feelings, man. I said, it's done, it's over with. That happened over 20 something years ago, and I said, it's done, it's over with, forget about it. It's done. We didn't have to. When we was growing up, when we was growing up, we didn't have everything. We didn't. And we didn't have the luxury of life. Like all the other kids did. We grew up, and was we financially stable somewhat? We didn't do without. But usually I don't bring out, usually in my lives too, I usually don't bring out anything too personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about some things, but to the point to where I won't tell the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell bits and pieces here and there, but I don't come out to the point of going in depth. I suffer from anxiety, severe depression a lot. That's the reason why I have been making too many videos, or no, I'll do it live. Now, to a lot of people, I think, well, that's all funny. Why would you are able to do it live but not a regular video? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's because with me, I feel more comfortable doing the live than I would do a video, because it's on one hand, it's more comfortable for me to interact with everybody. All once like we are now, to the point to where, on the other hand, I get comments and it takes me forever to get to everybody.
Yeah.
I watch I'm a type person. I watch everybody's videos. I support everybody the best I can.
Yeah.
But I used to smoke about 7 to 10 bowls a day. Now I'll be lucky smoking where maybe 4 to 5 bowls a day, every day. Just like this pipe here, I may smoke half. I'll fill this pipe up, and I may smoke a half a bowl of it and put it down, and it'll be a while before I pick up pipe back up.
That's how I've been lately with pipes. I've cut cut back tremendously. I usually, I don't know what I average now, but some days it's 5 bowls. A couple of times it's 3 or 4, and then some days it's 7 to 10. But most of the time it's not near as many. And I
No,
was
usually
like,
I'll smoke.
well, I ended up smoking more when I sit down and have a day where I feel like blending a lot, because you got to them all.
Yeah,
And
and
this
that's what.
one I'm smoking turned out good. I'll have to figure out the percentages of each, but Lane BCA, some Sutliff Amaretto, and some Carolina Red Virginia flakes. And it is really, really nice. It's like you get this little bit of sweetness on your lips, and it's kind of a cool, sweet smoke, but it's got a warmth to it, especially with the Carolina Red in it. So it's a
cool.
little bit of sweet, and there's this little bit of spice in it hidden. It's not. I've got a blend that's called like sweet and spicy or something, and that actually shifts from sweet to spicy halfway through the bowl every time. It's awesome.
And
This
and
one's
sometimes
really, really.
and sometimes you might have to tweak it a little bit. Of what you need. Does need more of this, or does need more of that? Less this, or less that.
Yeah, because I could smoke this and go, through the bowl and go, okay, I think about halfway down, I notice that maybe that's too much with the Red Virginia. Or
Yeah.
I'm noticing the Cavendish a little bit more than I wanted to in this blend, where it overshadows, because Cavendish can do that too. But yeah, and this one turned out good right away. And I'll reblend it before I write the percentages in. I just put in the components, and because it was good enough that I wrote them down, and then I'll blend it again tomorrow and smoke it. But
and when you get to the point of doing that blend or making that certain type of blend, you get to the point to where you don't have to look down at your notebook because it comes automatic. Because you know how much to put in. It takes maybe 1 or 2 pinches of this, or half a pinch of that, or a whole pinch of this, or
once I made it to her, if it's really good to start with like this,
and
I make it a second time, then yeah, exactly. I have a photograph, so even though I can't remember squat most of the time, if I'm looking in a bowl and my brain ties that, go, okay, I'm gonna do this one blend, then yeah, I can remember. It was about this much of this and this much of this,
and that's what you do with your pipes. If you got a particular blend that you blend, and you use just that certain particular pipe for that blend, eventually when you pick that pipe up, you're going to say, okay, it takes this, it takes this, it takes that, it takes this. Because with that bowl, it's going to eventually, it's going to be about your head. So with me, I got only one pipe that's dedicated to English only. But with majority now, except for my Savinelli Trevi and my Peterson Bulldog and my Molina pipe, them's the only pipes I smoke Burley's, Virginia's out of either one. Then I smoke Vapor out of the other one. So those 3 pipes also are set to the side just for those 2 particular blends. Now the rest of my pipes, except for my English pipe, I will smoke just about anything. Now if I will make a blend, what I normally do is I'll use my corn cob just for that blend, because the reason why I do that is because if I don't want it to go one of my Briar's automatically because I have some crooner, and they were sent to me by Skip and Steph that had deer tongue in it. Well, I made a mistake one day and I smoked out of one of my bars, and it about ghosted it, that bar. And just like I had a straight, birdie blend, a straight one. Okay. So when I had that straight birdie blend, I started smoking in that pipe to get that pipe like it's going to reset itself. All right, Dingus, you have a good night, brother. And
Thanks for being here, Dingus. Appreciate you, buddy.
so, I mean, I like crooner.
Everybody have a great night, man. Good luck tomorrow.
So crooner, I love crooner. I could smoke out all day. But I have to take a Briar'd that is just dedicated to that blend. You know. But you have to be careful with some blends though, because some blends will ghost your pipe faster than anything. Now anything is floral.
One blend that ghosted my mouth, kind of like when you fall asleep with a pipe and you wake up and you're like, oh, what? I gotta go brush now, you know. And that was Esoteric Pembroke. Now I didn't mind Pembroke, and I get along with Margate real well, but Pembroke, I brushed 4 times, and I still tasted that damn stuff in my mouth for like 15 hours.
Oh, wow.
After brushing 4 times, man. Even in the morning, I was like, what? Oh, it was terrible.
Now, there's some esoteric blends like Margate and them I haven't had tried yet. There's so many blends out there that I haven't even touched yet as far as trying.
Margate, I think you'd like if you at all like somewhere in the realm of Englishes and Balkans.
Now
Margate
the Balkan
really
blends I like. Now any Balkan blend I like Balkan blends.
Take care, Todd.
Vapor blends.
Good to have you, buddy.
Good night, Todd. Anything's Balkan vapor. Anything's got Virginia Perique in it. Anything's got like Burley, Virginia Perique or anything like that, I can do. There's some aromatics I can do as far as that goes. It just depends. Because if it's a blend I never had before, I'll look it up and see what the components are. I don't look at the reviews. I don't look at, the star ratings on them or anything like that.
I don't look
it's,
much at those. Every once in a while, if catch a review, I'll glance into them a little bit, but it's very rare. And star ratings are so off in most of the reviews. Like sometimes the review will give you the right information either way, and the star ratings are like. Some of them I've had are blends that you got to be able to look at a blend and recognize if it's a good blend, whether or not you prefer it.
Yeah.
If you can recognize, okay, this is a very well done blend. Like.
Yeah.
Good example, a great done blend is Maltese Falcon. It's not for everybody, but it's a well done blend with high quality tobacco. So I still have to respect it that it's a good blend. maybe it's not for me. Or, I actually like it. I didn't like it before as much. I liked it exactly 50-50. I was getting half the time I got great flavor, half the time I got a smell I didn't like. And now I absolutely
and
love it completely.
it's just like James said. He says, I don't look at no one else's review either. Not you, Stinnon. I don't know their palates, and that's true.
Yeah.
Because your palate's going to be different from my palate and anybody's palate. You may like, you may not like Burley's. I like Burley's. You may not like Cavendish. I may like Cavendish. And everybody's palate changes over time, or it could change every day, but I smoke multiple blends that may be different every day. I don't. Most people will stick to a jar. I'll give you a prime example. Okay, this is Carter Hall.
True, James.
Okay, somebody will stick to that jar and say, "Well, I'm going to smoke that whole jar until it's gone. Then I'll work on my next blend." Well, I'm not. Yeah, I used to do that. I had a bad habit of doing that. Is stick to one jar and you know, and then go on. But now I'm at that point now that I'll switch up during the day. I may like maybe 1 minute I may smoke an aromatic, next minute I may smoke Carter Hall, maybe next minute I may smoke a spark plug or an English blend or a vapor or whatever. That's just that's how I do it. But a lot of people, and here lately I've been hearing a lot of people, and they on several people's videos, and I'm not putting nobody down or anything like that. Is stock ups, cellar deep. Okay, this just my opinion and my own opinion. This just me. Um, there's a lot of people are working, but yeah, they may not have that type of funds to put out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They may have, might have a family feed, roof over the head, But yeah, it's good to sell it deep because you never know what's going to happen from one minute to the next.
Yeah.
They may, you just don't know. So what I do is what little tobaccos, that I've got, you know, I'm going to go get these jars like this. They're just little jars. This has got a spark plug in it, by the way.
I agree with you, James and Patrick and Dan. Well, and you, Jeff. I was looking at the chat, so I wasn't trying to leave you. Yeah, you guys all have good points, and I like the way you worded that, Patrick. You said he hasn't had a GL Peace blend he didn't like. I'm the same way, and you don't put stock in the in reviews, and I like the way you worded that because sometimes I'll go, what am I thinking this is like, and if I'm shopping and it has, they always have the reviews underneath, then I'll look at a few, and I may even look, see a bad review and a good one, and I might click more and just go through and see what most of them get from it, because sometimes you'll find a couple reviews that give you what you kind of had as an idea. They might reinforce what you're thinking, so it may make you decide, maybe I should get this. This is along the lines of what I was thinking. But generally, exactly. You gotta take it for face value. It's somebody else's opinion, and you might not like it. But if a lot of what they're saying sounds right to you, then you have to offer what you feel would be right, and you can still, whether you with or without reviews, and with your personal experience or mine or anybody's here, you can still end up with a blend that you go, damn it, I shouldn't have bought that.
Yeah.
For example, I had some Peter Stokeby 313 Oriental. I had some stoved Black Virginia or something like that. And the Virginia one was really great on its own. But as I smoked some of the other stuff I had ordered, I thought, oh man, I don't know how this is going to be. The very first smoke, I thought, man, I this one was cheap for the amount I got. I got a great deal, and I like Orientals. Pretty much every Oriental I've had's been favorable, so I used that basis off of it, and I go, okay, and then I smoked it by itself because I do that with every component, and I go, man, if I should have got this, and I give it a second smoke the next day, think about it a little more. Then I blend with it because sometimes you can have a tobacco you do not like at all, and you can make some blends and add something to many blends and go, wow, okay, now I don't have enough of that because it is great with blending.
And
my
and
favorite.
when I use,
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead.
My favorite. Now I love Hearth and Home blend. It's a wonderfully flavorful Balkan. But my favorite English I've ever had is really easy. It's Peter Stokeby 313 Orientals with Sutliff TS 18 Latakia. 50-50. Or I know I got to get the percentages exactly right. The first blend I did, I know it was a little bit more towards the Orientals, a little bit less. So my like 5 and 40 finals. But just those two components make the best English I've ever had. And so if I would have tried my first smoke on the Orientals and given up on it and get away or done whatever, I wouldn't have discovered that it makes my favorite English blend. So, also you got to give things another shot. Even first time you try it, you go, I don't know about this. Sometimes it's like a pipe that doesn't smoke great till you get 100 holes in it, then mixes it. And sometimes it's just a case of it's a blend you're not going to like. But sometimes you got to give them extra shots.
And nope. And here's another thing too. And
yeah, you guys have really, really good points. And you're right, Dan. I think we have talked about it a few times. If you find someone with similar preferences and blends, or even if they go, well, let's say you both love Cavendishes or you both love certain aromatics, and it gets to a point where the person says, well, hey, you were talking about this Balkan, you tried Balkan, you didn't like it. What about it did you not like? And well, I tried this one. I don't usually like Balkans, but I really like it. Maybe you'd like it. Yeah. Then you can go right through it all and discover. So that's the beauty of ITBC. You can talk to thousands of people and ask them what they think about it, and tell them, have them tell you, hey man, the 2 or 3 things I get from this that I don't like doesn't mean you get it, but you can keep it in mind for it or whatever. And Zippo, that point, you don't know how much time it had to mature. If you buy Sutliff Virginia slices that have been aged for 5 years, they're going to be better than the Virginia slices that came out yesterday. They're going to taste different. Maybe you prefer the ones that just came out. It depends on how long. Virginias are so rewarding when you're patient and can age them long enough, or you buy enough that you can smoke some and age some. They're amazing.
And you always listen.
Another world.
Yeah, and you sit down and you watch that person, or just like James says, if you spend some time around someone, it's just like James says, if you spend some time around someone, that you get a feel of what they like and don't like, because I agree with that statement because if you listen to somebody and you're watching their video and you get the feel of that person, okay, they may not like this, they may not like a Burley, and they like Virginia, straight Virginia, or Vapor, okay, and then all of a sudden you might think, okay, I got this over here that I don't like. I'm going to ship it to that person or whatever. Um, or, you know, but here's another thing too. I've learned this a long time ago. You know, if you have a blend,
Yeah,
you got people out here that,
exactly. James and Dan.
and I'll go on tobacco. I used to go on tobaccoreviews.com, and of every blend that I've tried, I've always took that and wrote in my notebook from tobacco reviews. This here's 120 sheets notebook. I had two of these filled up, two of them from tobaccoreviews.com because the reason why is because
Good
I
to see
took every.
you, XJ. Glad you could join us this morning where you're at.
All right,
And hope you have
no,
a good one, buddy. Enjoy your week.
here's another thing too, and talk about blends and whatever. If a person can only afford, say like go to like a cheap tobacco store because they can't go to a brick and mortar or they can't afford to go online and buy, and they go to a cheap tobacco store and say, okay, I'll give you a prime example. For an 8-ounce tin of Politan's Black Cherry is $28.99. What Toxinol comes from, because I averaged it out here the other day, comes about $31 some odd cents. Okay, and then they go to the pouches and say like the pouches like, say like $4 a pouch. Okay, if they buy like 3 or 4 pouches, and if that's the only thing they can afford, then that's fine. Does that make them less of a pipe smoker? No. Does that make them equal to everybody in the YTPC? Yes. Because with me, this is just me. If a person can only afford like the Captain Black White, that's a vanilla for $5, for $5. That person is as much of a pipe smoker as I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I had tins, and I even looked at the prices of some tins that I had that was gifted. And I'm not bragging or anything like that. I've seen some tins for $15, $20, $22, and I'll have like 3 or 4 tins. And if this person over here can only afford $5 pouch, he's equal to me, as far as pipe smoking goes. And I'll give you a prime example. This guy just started pipe smoking before I left. And I had this one pipe that was sent to me, and it was an odd looking pipe, weird. And I didn't like the feel of the pipe. I didn't like the stem how it was. So I went down there and I said, "You still got your corn cobs?" He says, yeah, but he says they're burned down. I looked at them. They was in bad shape. I said, okay. I said, I'll be right back. And so I went
There
down
you
and
go,
got that pipe. Oh, Drexel, I had that before. That's a good one. That's a
Drexel
good
6,
powder.
to this
I
day,
had those.
Drexel 6 is the closest tasting thing I've ever found to Frogmorton Cellar.
Yes. And so I went down and got that pipe and took it down there to him. And I said, what are you smoking in those pipes? He looked at me and he says, it's the pipe tobacco, but a roll your own pipe tobacco where you roll for cigarettes. I said, that's what you're smoking. He says, yeah. I said, I'll be back. He said, what are we doing? I said, don't worry about it. I'll be back. I had like, I forget, but I had 3 tins and it was an aromatic. I had like 3 or 4 tins.
There you go. There you go,
And
Zippo. And
Zippo.
I've tried 6 and 2 are my favorites, but their other pouches are good and they are affordable. Man, they're I don't even know if it was on a sale. I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure it was a sale, and I think it was tobaccopipes.com. And I think the pouches, because a lot of the times you find pouches around are like $7, sometimes even up to $12. And these were like, so many of them, they were $4 a pouch. So I about a whole bunch, and like, man, I sure hope these are good. Because now those descriptions on tobacco pipes were very accurate for Drexel. I went off of some of what they were saying because I had never had Drexel, and I've blended with it. It is a great tobacco, and you're exactly right, Dan. It is an absolute exception, and it's another thing to say too. With now, this is another great brand. This is Casey Jones Beyond. That's a great one. The Brigadier Black. Brigadier Black has a great price point. They often are on sale. I think it's pipes and cigars. They'll have sales. They're very reasonable. You know, it's usually like buy 4 or buy 2 of the big. I've got them up here. And one of them's Mississippi River. One thing about them that always surprises me with Brigadier Black is I've had these. They're just the cardboard tubs, 8 ounces or 12 ounces or whatever. They've been open more than 5 times each. Had them for almost 2 years. They don't dry the hell out. They aren't goopy. They're not gross. They make amazing aromatics that you can taste. The topping that is not a chemical feel to it, and it's you can taste the tobacco underneath.
Now that
And the nice thing is they're cheap, they're available, and they're damn good. And they are overlooked a lot. But yeah, Drexel and Brigadier Black, those are two brands that are just not given enough credit.
Now I can vouch for John on the Brigadier because he sent me a sample of Brigadier once, and it wasn't the black one; it was the other one. I think it was an aromatic that John had, and I can't think of. No, it was Sherman. No, I think it was Sherman Smart. Sherman Smart.
Yeah. Let's throw things. This one's Waterloo, and I'll have to try it again because when I first tried it, it was when I was having issues with bite, and it wasn't hard. It bit me a little bit, so I'll have to go back. This one's a closed tin, but the other ones, man, I hid them from myself. I think I left them upstairs. I got everything out here. Here's, oh, that's another Katie Jones. I've got some stuff stashed away, of course, but
I was going to say
anyway,
I haven't
yeah,
had.
Sherman's March is fantastic. It is fantastic, and there's another one I can't remember, but of like the 8 kinds I've tried, I've loved all of them. And like I said, I can't say I didn't like Waterloo. I was getting bite from even Carter Hall at the time, so I'm not blaming that blend because I've had several of the others and loved them. And Drexel is just a beast to be respected. That's for damn sure.
Now there's one. I see no Kendrick. Speaking of H1Q, which is good. I got some.
No,
Mr. 165.
Oh, you're sleep replying. We appreciate it, buddy. I was about Captain Black Royal and Lane U. Now, Lane, I don't remember how old. I think my Captain Black Royal's around 6 months old, maybe closer to 8. But I can say that Lane 1Q I liked once I got it, and when it hit about 14 months of age, it is dark chocolate and cocoa. It changes. It's a joy to blend with, and the age just is fantastic with that. Ages, flavor-wise, for me anyway, ages as gracefully or very close to Virginia because flavor just gets better. And I haven't aged Captain Black Royal enough, but I will say that right away getting Captain Black Royal, I really enjoyed it. Both of those, I think, brand new I both. But I can't compare them both because they don't have the same age.
Now the Captain Black Royal, now I like it. I had some sent to me, and I enjoyed it. I didn't get no tongue bite or nothing all of it. Now what I'm smoking now, I'll tell you here in a minute.
It is absolutely a wonderful journey because of things like this where we're just sitting here chatting and all of a sudden people are hearing about a blend they may not have heard of. And Haunted Bookshop it's interesting because most of the time it's you like it or you don't. For some people it's too strong, for some people it bites. Generally, a lot of people like it. And I liked the taste, but early on I didn't. It just early on when I first tried it, I did not have much nicotine tolerance. And it was a little on the stronger side compared to what I had smoked at the time. Now I can smoke it no problem. I had a period of time it bit me, but I had a cold going on. Lots of things were biting me. But I got used to it. I enjoy the flavor more now.
Now, if you want to try something with that, John, I'll tell you, there's a sister blend of that. And it's Old Joe Krantz Red Label. It's a sister to Haunted Bookshop. It's like brother and sister deal. There's almost a comparison there. Not quite, but almost. Now, I tell you what, I tried Rusco.
I saw it, Dan. I saw your eyes light up when you talked about Drexel, even though you're not visible. Visible, that's the word. But I'll tell you, I'll have to find it real quick. I make a haunted bookshop blend I like a whole lot more than regular haunted bookshop. And I don't care what anybody says, but this is so much better for me. It tastes like you're smoking haunted bookshop, but it's got fuller flavor, no bite, because it does bite some people. It doesn't bite me, but it does bite people. But it's it's 50% dark burley, which is a lot of dark burley. Dark burley is an average or new pipe smoker scale that's strong. It's not as strong as, but it is strong. You'll feel it. 20% Louisiana Fruity Perique and 3% TS4 Ribbon Turkish. That gives you the same taste, but in a fuller flavor. It's haunted bookshop. And that idea was given to me as Piper. He said, I want to see if you can I'd like to see if you can recreate or try to match haunted bookshop. And I said, well, what are the components? He said, Burley Virginia Perique. And I said, okay, try to follow that, see what I can get. And the first time I tried it, it wasn't right on. It was a different Burley. I said, I don't remember if it was Granger or what Burley I used. I'm like, this isn't quite it. But with the dark Burley, it was. And Turkish is great at lessening bite. And the Fruity Perique it's just perfect with that stuff. But you got to have the 50% dark Burley. That's the secret. It can't just be any Burley. That is right on the money with a lot of flavor. So damn good. I mean, fitting image of haunted bookshop turned up a notch.
Now with me, with the haunted bookshop, now I could smoke that just by itself. You know what I'm saying? But there's, like I said, there's a lot of people can't handle it. Because of either it bites them or they can't do the nicotine hit. Now used to, it gave me, for the longest time I had to eat something, but now I got to the point where I got so used to it that I can smoke it on an empty stomach. Now H&H Rusca, I can smoke that all day. Some people say, well, they can't do Rusca because it's too strong and the nicotine hit. And to me,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, DDT, it is strong, and yeah. Even for me, where my nicotine tolerance is very high now, if I smoke like a large bowl of, especially my dark blend that has 60% dark burley, I'll notice it at least in the second bowl, somewhere in the second bowl. And that's, yeah, okay. Kendrick said haunted bookshop has a cigarette taste, at least for him, which is his only issue. And a lot of people say that with haunted bookshop and even Prince Albert. There are a lot of people that pick up that kind of a room note and taste or whatever, and that's why they don't like it. And it's understandable because some do. Some give off. I've gotten that from different ones.
I'm just sitting here thinking.
I don't typically, but I have.
Now I've been sitting here thinking, if you would took some haunted bookshop and took some H&H Rusca and mixed it together.
Oh, the haunted bookshop, James. Yeah, I've got mine. I just have a couple ounces left in its original container because I probably about 3 ounces in here, and I got to a point where I enjoy it early on, and I gave some out, probably ways and trades or just gifts or whatever. And now I like it as much as I think I'll like it. It wasn't jarred, which I usually do jar things, but I just didn't. And I think this is at the point where it's just, I'm going to like it, but I'm not going to love it. I won't smoke 5 bowls of it in a day. I might smoke one, and on some day in a month, I might smoke 2. And it's usually not back to back because I just don't prefer it.
Now with me, I used to smoke 4 or 5 bowls a day of that stuff every day.
Well,
I
and
had
there's
in this jar
something
here.
about
I
blends
had.
with some people that just agree with them so much. I'm the same way with vapors. If I have a good vapor, especially like I made a vapor for Dan Lopez one day was talking to me about. He said, so many vapors you taste mostly or entirely Virginia, because the basis for a vapor is 70% Virginia and 30% or less of Perique. And I'm like, I want to taste more Perique. I like Perique. So I made Dan Stout Vapor. That one and my cracked pepper blend, those 2 vapors are right up my alley. They taste mostly of Perique. One of them is particularly stout, which is Dan's. But if you want vapors and you're sick and tired of too much Virginia, depending on the person, it is fantastic. Rustica is really, really good. And now, first time I smoked it, I could immediately get appreciate the taste because it was delicious. But at first, I'm like, I got to give it another smoke to understand it more. Because sometimes for me, that's what I got to do. Sometimes even if I make a blend and it's got components I like, measurements I like, I might give it a second, third, or even fourth smoke before I decide whether it's one I'm going to make again, or if it's one that I enjoyed it while I had it, I don't want to do it anymore. But Rustica was one, flavor-wise, is a lot like Old Dark Fired by H&H. It's strong, but it's really good. Really flavorful. Gives you a warm fire by the fireplace kind of feel. So some of those, especially H, I had to do, half a bowl at a time occasionally early on. Now I can smoke the heck out of it. Doesn't bother me at all. But early on I had, I sure learned with some of those pressed Virginias too, that there's a strength in there that you find real quick. But you can,
Oh, yeah.
I'm lucky was able to develop enough of a tolerance better.
And they just released the 2021 edition too. I don't know if you can still get it or not, but as far as the rest of it goes, they just released the this year's edition. So
Well, this one's really good too. I mean, a different version of Carter Hall following. I made a blend called Mount Everett, and 40% of it is burley. It's got Perique, Kentucky, Gold Virginia, and that is a great burley blend. And then I made my version of Carter Hall, which is 30% burley. It's got Kentucky, Smyrna Turkish, Gold Virginia, BCA, and that's the same case for me as the Haunted Bookshop was, where less bite and fuller flavor. Tastes just like you could send to someone and they're going to go, wow, that is a really good batch of Carter Hall.
yep. What I did just a minute ago, I mixed some strawberry I mixed these two together, guys. Took a little bit out and mixed it. Strawberry vanilla. So, strawberry vanilla.
I am gonna have
And
to
that's very
order some more dark burley because I used the heck out of that. Once I've discovered its potential in blending, I used the crap out of that.
I'll be right back, John.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I got to find out where I put my dark burley head. Oh, I was gonna say somebody said try 130 of something, and I actually made a blend called 76% solution. That was named. The solution was named by the percent solution or whatever was named by Jose, and we did a live, and people were throwing in different ideas, and it was dark burley, Latakia, Smyrna and ribbon Turkish, Kentucky, Perique, and Virginia slices. And as I put it in and worked out the percentages that made sense to me, it came out only 76%. So I just left it as the name, and I'm like, I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. If I can recreate it and it's good, that's fine. Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. Let me double check that, buddy. Let's see. And then I gotta relocate to 2 pages of my blending notebook separated. And I got them over here somewhere. I think I got them upstairs, actually. But yeah, I do remember that, Dan. It was like 60% per. But it was good, man. That is, I still have some in a jar down here. Even that stuff was awesome. 2 pages would have been right. And the sweet and spicy is Lane BCA, Kentucky, and Perique. Fantastic Oriental blend that's got Smyrna and ribbon Turkish with Perique and Latakia. I mean, just about any dang thing. Oh man, well about 3 years. I've been on YouTube about a little over 1 year, but I've been using Hype for about 3 years myself. Yeah, there you go, Ganji. Yeah, there's a blend that I know Everett would like. It's called Dark Horse, and it's Dark Fire with Dark Fire Kentucky with Kendall Kentucky, and then Long Cut Perique, Louisiana Perique, and Latakia. And that isn't even my darkest blend, but that is a dark freaking blend. That's because right after that I ended up making my darkest blend. But this one was nicknamed Scorched Sahara Throat Punch and Tongue Punching Saint and Zanus. I mean, this one, it's like if you scorch it, it will beat the living crap out of you. It's 60% dark burley with long cup, peppery, perique, latakia, and that, yeah, that's pretty much it. And that is dark. It's like cayenne pepper when that, oh my gosh. But it's, if you smoke it slowly, you get flavor, like real earthy, burly flavor that you just don't get in most. And, you know, it's like the Burley Man's Burley blend, the ultimate burley. So it's, and the cherry English, that's what I was looking for. It's kind of like Colt Blood Red Moon with Maltese Falcon and less flavorings on it. It's got Cavendish, Turkish, Latakia, Laneberry Cherry, and Perique. And it is, and it's the fruity Perique. It is fantastic. I just need to see where I placed Laneberry Cherry because that is the only cherry blend I want to smoke. I'm going to have to smoke something else. I'm going to have to smoke another bowl. That's what happens in these. We start talking about blending stuff, and I'm like, everything sounds good. And then I make a good blend and smoke it, and I go, that was good, my mouth's watering. Now I need to smoke another blend. It's a dangerous cycle. I got Maltese Falcon over there, but I don't want to go get it. Oh, there you go, James. I don't want to go get mine either. When I get up, I will smoke some Maltese Falcon. I gave it time to age, and I tried Balkans and White Knight from Hearth and Home, which is kind of like in between, but it's more towards English just slightly for me. And once I smoked those and gave Maltese Falcon age time, then I really ended up liking it a lot. You guys are making me want to smoke Englishes. I'm gonna have to smoke an English. Just settled it right there, damn it.
James, we've been here for 3 hours and 37 minutes and 55 seconds. Almost 4 hours.
Oh man. Time for having fun.
Oh, yeah. Zippo 765, I had the Black House before, but not the White Knight.
Oh, let's Oh, okay. That's a good question, Zippo. My wife likes the room note of White Knight better. I'd say since I've had really good Balkans like Hearth and Home Larry's blend, Peterson Balkan mixture, and then the one that I'm blending now, which is the Peter Stokeby 313 Orientals with the Sutliff TS18 Latakia. They just deliver more on the flavor. So they make a lot, for me, they make a lot better Balkan. They just have, for me, they're just more flavors. So when I tried Black House, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think a good, starter into Balkans. And I think White Knight's a better starter into Englishes. So I guess that'd be the only difference that I really got was if you're going to start trying to get into Englishes, I'd start with Balkans. Black House is a good starting point. If you're going to get into Englishes after the Balkans, I think White Knight's a very, very good point because it's very transitional. You can see the difference between Balkan and English, like right at the fence. And it's a pretty mellow, easier smoke on people. So that's the only difference. Let's see, Patrick. Gaslight I've had is awesome. Quiet Nights is one of my favorites. Stonehenge I've had. Stonehenge I've had. That was strong when I tried it. I think I liked it. I'd have to go back. It's been a while. Had Windjammer, heard it's good. Heard Sparkplug is good. I think we're the person that told me about Charing Cross. I have not had that yet either. I got you. Yeah, I thought Black House. People were talking about it. People were going back and forth if they were going to order it or if they did order it. And I almost ordered it and I didn't order it. And then I had sent tobacco samples. I did a trade with Hobbiton, and he sent me some Black House. So I sent him some samples of my blends, and he really liked my Drop Bear blend, which is Burley Perique, that's right, Burley Perique. But yeah, I got Black House. I'm like, I'm excited for this. It smelled great, and I'm like, yeah, this is not the Balkan I was looking for. I don't know. That's all I can really say about it. Oh yeah, buddy, Star of the East. It's this. You guys can sort of see this tin right here. That's my Star of the East. I haven't had Flake. I've heard it's great, but I still really, really enjoy regular Star of the East. Kane Rock sent me my first sample of it, and that day I ordered some. I ordered that 2-ounce tin. I think this is my second one now. But that's a smooth, nice. That's a very nice one. I think I agree with you there, Dan. I noticed, especially in fresh air, nice, fresh, cool
Night,
air,
Jeremy.
it is so much better to smoke a pipe. Like I'll go smoke in my mom's garage and make videos or do a live or whatever, and with some slight cool air coming in the garage, it's like, wow, I can't believe how good this is. And it's for a lot of blends. That was my first experience with Hearth and Home Larry's, was sent to me by Smoking Cardboard. And maybe it's because I smoked it in the cold. I don't know, but I love the heck out of that thing. All right, Anji. Good night to you, brother. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a wonderful week. Hope it goes well for you, and hope your new job is taking care of you. Yeah, so for me, the perfect English is the 313 Oriental and the TS12 or TS18 Latakia. And it seems like it's about 60% Oriental and 40% Latakia is the sweet spot for me, because I like that just now. And for me, that's the best performance for me. And it's smooth and delicious, and No, there's no taste too much. It's not too much of a smell or too much taste, but it still tastes like in English. It's not. Oh, I added this to this English and I like it more, but you do get people go, well, that's not English in it. And so now they can't argue with me because it's Orientals and Latakia, and that's in English. And the smell and the taste are entrancing. "50 years of age on that. Good Lord, Patrick." That's when you go to a point of if it was a blend that you didn't like in the past, you'd like it anyway. Nice, Dan. I've noticed that too. I was actually thinking about that this morning because one thing we were thankful for this year was that we didn't have to do near the traveling we had done for the last 12 years. And everybody came our way. There you go, Zippo. This has enough of the flavor of Latakia, and TS18 Latakia by Sutliff is, in my experience, the gentlest and best tasting Latakia I've had. I've smoked bowls of it on its own. 100% Latakia is fantastic. But I've noticed that, Dan, because I used to drive my wife everywhere, and now I'm not allowed to drive. I know those two statements together don't sound very good. But now that I ride more, I get to smoke a pipe more. And I was telling her that. I said that's the only thing I missed out on this year was riding in the car, smoking different pipes, going through just riding. And yeah, you could enjoy it because where we were at, it snowed here the other day, just a little, a day before Thanksgiving. And the day before and Thanksgiving, we're both having this crazy cold front and wind that was really, really terrible. But the pipes were better. You too, DT. Thanks for being here, brother. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this too. I'm going to wind things down for the evening, sit and smoke this, and get ready for bed. I'm going to ask you to, or encourage you to give a thumbs up on your way out for Jeff joining. Jeff, this has been a blast for me, buddy, especially once we got the sound
Appreciate
situation out. It's I always enjoy watching your lives when I kind of get the best right now. I get a BS with you and see you right there. I appreciate you sharing your time slot this evening. And
anytime, John.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Anytime, brother.
Anytime, Zippo. You're welcome anytime. Jeff does lives usually Sunday nights. I do mine Saturday nights, usually about the time this one started, about 10-ish Eastern. This one I just do any of my stuff Saturday, but Jeff, we figured we could converge this and just make it a nice night, and neither of us, I don't know, it just made it better. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, James, I'm gonna close it out here. Is there
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a minute, and if there's anything, because I know when you're trying to chat something and type it and then people leave, So we'll give you guys a minute or two to to say anything you want to say before we go. I can be a fast typer and trying to be a fast typer. Then I'm slow as heck. Oh man, we've had Dan, Patrick, the other Dan, DDT, Kendrick. Oh man, I don't know. We've had a lot of people. I know that. It'll tell me later. It always tells me later, but it'll tell me more once I close it. It'll give me all the information. And I'm using Stream. And all you do is go into Google Chrome, put in restream.io, and you're in. You got to register. They have a free trial, but it is very user friendly, and you can do things like this. And yeah, the whole Jeff was asking about it early. James was here early. Dan was here. Yeah. But it'll give me all the details. That's a cool thing. I'll get an email about this once I close it out. And Restream is great because it gives you feedback. It tells you any frames dropped, any issues you may have had, and tells you how many people overall. Because my destination on this is YouTube, but you can have like 30 different destinations. And so I'm just seeing the Restream, but I can go over and click on YouTube or whatever and see from that. But it's very, very user friendly. So I'll have to mention it in the next video, but it was awesome. I really appreciate you guys. It doesn't show me where I can easily see it. Maybe there's a way to look and see. I'm just not familiar with that part of it. But it's got 6 different screen layouts I can click on. Every word twice for 4 hours. I appreciate the support, buddy. It shows anybody that's joined through my link, which currently is my left. That shows the screen, which I make to full screen. Shows chat here, and then I have chat, captions, graphics, different things I can type in, like where it says "Fired Up" and "Ohio Sweet Muffin" on the air. I can type all that in. It saves it, so next time if we do this again, I can just click on it and it puts it right there. Oh, heck, Dan. Yeah, if anybody wants to do good night, James. Thank you. You take care of yourself and have a very nice week. I hope you sleep well. Yeah, but it will tell me how many watched on YouTube, how many watched on Restream. It'll separate them so I can get a full idea. So it's pretty cool. That sounds like a plan, Dan. Just let me know. We can do it. My lives are Tuesday night or Saturday night, so if there's one that works better for you, feel free to let me know, buddy, because I'll smoke it with you. I've got pure Virginia somewhere right over here. I may have left that upstairs too. But if I can locate it, I'll smoke it with you. So any of you guys want to be in one of these, just let me know. We can do interviews. We can co-host. It doesn't matter. But this good, Jeff's here, so it gives you a break from my face. When it's just me, you don't have a break from my face. I will say, Dan, that on mine, I haven't had it a real long time, but it already had. It was an early 2020, and it had a considerable amount of sugar on it. You could see the crystals in the camera. It was awesome. Or it was like maybe March, I think it was, 2020. But it seems like it accumulates. I don't know. Seems like it would accumulate quickly to me. But I'll be in touch with you. Anyway, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Jeff, for your time, buddy, and for sharing. I appreciate you, buddy.
Anytime, brother.
You get a good night's sleep, and I'll catch you guys next time. Everybody be safe. Happy late Thanksgiving. I didn't say it.